Does this one deserve that? I'm not sure if this one deserves.
We got another one?
Yeah, we got another one last night.
Another one.
Get with the program, man.
I want to. You guys are all equity stakeholders in Meadowlark Media, correct? Everyone here has equity stake in Meadowlark Media, so you know the business that we're in. Like, do you understand what Pablo is doing, how it's good for business and how it's dangerous for business? Do you guys understand the dangerous for business part?
No, I only get the good part. The dangerous part does not follow me.
So Pablo released another episode yesterday, and I will say that Amin has had very few days professionally as good as the one he did yesterday because, of course, he was extraordinary here, but then he was on with Pablo at night and was better. What those guys are doing is drawing a crowd because they're the only ones that have some information. They're telling stories that are interesting, dramatic, making some of their watchers, their viewers, mad because at the end of the episode, they're teasing stuff. Pablo is teasing this story episode to episode, and a lot of people are complaining this is too much. But at the end, hey, surprise, spoiler alert, and there are no, great things being done for people who were promised great things because we've got some sort of alleged side deal.
It was a very Game of Thrones-esque thing because this whole episode started from an Easter egg that came in the very first episode of this Kwai aspiration thing, which is the LLC KL2 Aspire RIFC. And at the time, we mentioned it on that episode, but we never kind of further discussed it. We were focused on other things.
But here's the thing, about what you, Samson, and Pablo are doing. You guys are so in the weeds on how it is you've won this Pulitzer because you care about all of the smallest of little dramatic details because you're really seeing the underbelly of how dirty things can be done. And they're fascinated by it. Pablo is basically around a campfire surprising Amin and David with stories, and they're hard to surprise. They're executives. They're cynical. Like, they are not naive human beings, and Pablo is placing journalistic fact after journalistic fact in front of them in a way that has them along for the ride too, but you're too deep in the weeds. I think a lot of people are listening to this and they're like, another episode? The people who care deeply, but the people who don't also dislike it deeply.
Which is weird to me. Like, you could do an episode on cricket, and I probably wouldn't care. You know how I know I wouldn't care? I just wouldn't respond to it. But this thing, to me, it's not even the people who don't care. It's the people who are upset. Like, why is Pablo in everybody's business? I'm like, do you not understand how journalism works? Do you not want to know the truth of what rich people are doing behind our backs? Do you not want the information, or do you want the information filtered and delivered to you through a mainstream lens that is very careful and protective of different stakeholders in the way that we were talking about the other day with the NFL?
But you answered your own question when you said, do you not understand how journalism works? The answer to that is no, we don't understand. And also very often, and I don't care, and I don't like it. But the crowds that gather around Pablo, that's an entirely different audience that's saying, no, I crave more of this. This sounds more like the truth than anything I'm getting in the mainstream. And Pablo's replaced entities that have alphabet letters as their signature in terms of mainstream. This is the guy you go to when you want to find something out. That's crazy that he's done that in 2 years. You know how hard credibility is to come by? And he's passed other people on, no, when you want to know something, you got to go to this guy. He's got more truth than the others. That's nuts to be winning at that trough.
It's an impressive thing when you go from noun to verb, when you become a standard thing. And I know that we're Meadowlark Media, and this is, really blowing smoke up our own asses here. But you know how, like, you could Google something, right? That's actually at the tail end of Pablo. When we say Pablo,
that can't smell good from a meeting.
That trail,
smoke.
That trail in the Pablo sounder is just us blowing smoke up our own asses. But you know how, like, Zoom became a verb? And Google became a verb. Hey, Pablo's kind of doing that.
How about TiVo?
Yeah. Hey, let me TiVo that, you boomer ass.
Basketball is back, Jack. Time for our favorite winter sport. The summertime is over, so let's head down to the court. Time for the chair ball. Give me fast breaks on the attack. Will you shoot a three or take it to the rack. Basketball is back, Jack. It's a dream shake down in the post, or a killer cross you love the most. When the offense tries to run and gun, is it man-to-man or box and one? It's big plays and talking smack. That's how you know that basketball is back, Jack. Let me hear you say basketball, basketball, basketball. Basketball is back, Jack. 360 dunks and pick and rolls. And we're gonna watch it every day till they raise the Larry O. Hard fouls and hook shots, a dagger three and hack a shack. If you say this game's the best, I'll say Zagak. Basketball is back, Jack. Basketball is back, Jack. Basketball is back. Basketball is back, Jack.
Pablo Torre is at it again, and his Pulitzer Prize winning teammates, Amin Al-Hassan and David Sampson, are riding next to him in the chariot on a story they are way out in front of. Pablo will join us in 10 minutes. It would appear, the appearances are, dramatic or otherwise, that there is another Kawhi side deal that runs through Rhode Island, Rwanda, housing developments that aren't being built for the underprivileged, and an assortment of other things that will outrage people when they get the details. And it seems like this is just one of many upcoming installments.
Okay, so that part, because I am not outraged. This just seems on the surface in this one episode, and I don't want to kind of fall for it, and I don't want to put myself out there. But in the things that I've seen, to me, on the surface, and it wasn't resolved in this episode, that this just seems like a normal side investment from a dude with a lot of disposable income. I don't know the tie to this entire story.
It ties local news and the governor of Rhode Island.
I saw that. I saw the local news thing with the governor of Rhode Island, and I was like, okay, but I'm lost on this.
Let me set it up for the audience so it can be less lost on what the details here are on something they may not have viewed last night, because he did this last night with Amin and David Sampson. And what was interesting to me as someone who's running a business with you guys, and you guys have equity in what our business is, I'm watching the crowds go gather because they want this information from a source that they know is going to be doing it credibly as a journalist. And I'm watching people gather being like, holy shit, this is thorough. And what's happening with this story as it grows over time, because Pablo is now in the business of modernizing the old newsroom. He's telling this story because he's got it. He's got this story. And now he can tell it over an assortment of different episodes dramatically, so that he's leaving you with a cliffhanger at the end of this one in a way that's making the viewers mad, and is bringing even Amin and Sampson, savvy business people, along for the ride when they're like, wait, this is outlandish. So, Amin, just get people caught up. For those who are saying this isn't enough, Pablo, this isn't enough of a gotcha, I want more here. Get people caught up on why I think that yesterday you had one of your best days. Not because of what you did here, though it was great, but on this show you were great because you're advancing how this story's being told.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing with this Kawhi Leonard story is it's very layered, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and in any given episode, we're going through so many documents and mentioning so many things that it's easy to move on with what appears to be, quote unquote, the main thing, and not really give any two thoughts about these other little things. I love Game of Thrones. I love Star Wars. What I love about both of those shows, or those vehicles, is that they'll have things that feel like an offhanded reference. Like someone walks by, oh, there goes old Zaz, and that's it. Like, oh, it's just some side character. But in reality, there's a massive backstory to that person, and one way or another, we will dig deep and find out. A great example of this is Night of the Seven Kingdoms is about this guy named Sir Duncan, right?
What a show.
But in Game of Thrones season 1, they mention him. Where like Joffrey's looking through a book, like 2 whole pages on Sir Duncan the Tall.
Ophi Amateur Night.
Right? So this idea that like what felt like a throwaway line, just like him musing at something written in a book, there's actually a whole backstory about this dude. So in the same way, we're doing the story about Kawhi and Aspiration and the Clippers.
Like the Odyssey.
Sure, like the
What a
Odyssey.
movie.
The ultimate spinoff, right?
That's correct.
Was it the first
The
spinoff?
Iliad, then the Odyssey, and there's a bunch of spinoffs.
Yeah.
Like you watch Troy, and you're like, hey, that's Odysseus.
Yeah.
What Amin is saying is someone who comes from basketball Illuminati and always telling you to keep your third eye open is they'll give you an Easter egg in the 12th episode that answers a question you have from the first because he's got the ribbons on this story. And it's a really interesting story that he's going to keep telling. He's going to be on with us here in 5 minutes. But what you guys did last night specifically, Amin, where's the gotcha? Because we don't have time for all the storytelling. We don't have time for all the true crime podcast, put a flourish on it. Where's the gotcha?
So Pablo's going to be on in a few minutes with us, and I would love for you guys to ask him that question. For me, my feeling, and again, I know less than Pablo, obviously, because he's the ringmaster. He's got all the information. We also had a bunch of stuff that didn't make the final episode, and I never know, is this because time constraints or is this because, we have lawyers in the room telling us, hey, journalistically, you can't say this because that leaves us liable. So I can't answer that question fully because I don't know what I'm allowed to and not allowed to say, but I know Pablo is.
The thing that I wanted to ask you guys, and I don't know if the audience is interested in this, you guys don't seem to be terribly interested in this.
The gambits are usually a little bit more compelling. Yeah. And I'm not going to put myself out there and say this is a nothing burger. This one's kind of lame because I'm familiar with how Pablo is operated. But usually the gambit is more compelling and more of there could be something here. So far, I don't really see where the there is there.
The suspicion is in, hey, this guy created this LLC around the same time where all the aspiration thing had fallen apart, and an LLC, which was, I guess, a vehicle for investment in this random team on the other side of the country, but they didn't say anything about it. Again, there's all this shroud of secrecy around Kawhi's involvement. And by the way, the weirdest connection ever, his own teammate, who was only his teammate for that particular season, was also involved in it, and he got like the big hoopla.
All right, hold
announcement.
on a second, though. I mean, you're getting so deep into the weeds on some of this stuff and going full NBA nerd on caring who the player is.
But I think that speaks to my issue. Like, you have to go deep in the weeds because on the surface level, there isn't something here. Maybe I know too much about soccer, but if you're looking to make money with Rhode Island FC, get out. That's the point.
The other part, and I didn't say the player's name, by the way, Dan. You say, oh, you got too deep. I'm like, no, I'm not, because it doesn't matter what the player's name is. It's not a secret. It's Daniel Tice. But the idea is that this guy who is a journeyman who played one season with Kawhi Leonard his entire career happened to be an investor in the same team at the same time in the one season that they played together. And they announced it, but they didn't announce Kawhi.
Circumstantial evidence is not evidence, and you guys being fascinated by the dramatics in that is less interesting than... And I'm going to put this in plain terms before he comes on, because I believe the mainstream media is covering this very poorly, at least in part because it has so many layers that it can only be covered well if you are so thorough that you seem to have more information than the law firm that's investigating this, not independently, as the NBA keeps saying it is independent, okay? The thing that Pablo's building the bridge to here, and it can still be alleged, and it is not proven in a court of law proof, but he's got a lot of things around here that feel like smoke and evidence that if you're predisposed to believe that Pablo is ethical and credible, he seems to have some angles to some things here that make it seem like the way you go when aspiration money disappears is, where can we find a place to put it? Is Rhode Island a place that we can give Kawhi a side deal where he can get some money? That's not been proven, but Dan, there's just a trail there.
Look, Pablo's going to join us and make me feel plenty stupid. I don't need it from you, too. And also, it's circumstantial. Daniel Tice played professional basketball in the New England area, and he's European. If anybody's going to invest in soccer, it's that idiot.
Chris, what were your thoughts?
I didn't watch it yet. Bowling night.
circumstantial evidence, you guys say that like it's a negative thing. And if this were a criminal court, yeah, circumstantial evidence is not evidence. However, this isn't criminal court, right? If it was civil court, circumstantial evidence is in.
All I'm saying, it's like 100 times more likely that Daniel Tice would invest in a New England area soccer team than Kawhi Leonard.
But the problem with what I think Amin is doing, okay, and maybe it's not a problem, the NBA dorks are dorking out on this, and the mystery dorks are dorking out on this because they've got this playground where only they've got the information that isn't being disseminated anywhere else. In fact, the media is covering it so poorly, and I want to ask this of Pablo too. I'm reading a story with sources yesterday from ESPN.com that says, hey, Kawhi investigation might not be over till 2027. I'm like, these people are not actually really reporting on any of this.
So is he going to be a Raptor or not?
Yeah, who does Brandon Ingram play for?
Like this, at the center of this, you have it being covered so poorly everywhere else because it's complicated and it is hard to have lawyers vetting stuff because you don't want to make any of these rich people take you to court when they have more money than you. That's the business we're in. It's the danger of doing what Pablo's doing. I don't think you guys are aware of it. Like, I don't feel like you guys understand the danger of what Pablo's doing. If you get it wrong with one of these giant rich people, they will throw an avalanche of attorneys at you and bury you in the mess.
I'm familiar. You explain it to me damn near every day.
Also, Pablo's the one in danger. I'm not. I'm fine, right?
Oh, no. It's a
All
Rico
of us.
thing.
It's a Rico?
All of
Yeah.
us.
Wait a second.
Tony, you're in on this
I
now.
haven't said a damn
No,
thing.
we're all
Not me.
Pulitzer
I support
winners.
Kawhi.
That's how Dan sweetened the pot.
It's a
He's like,
journalistic
hey, you
crime
won a
family.
Pulitzer, Tony.
Yep, we all did. Journalistic
You're
crime family.
welcome to
That's
the
why.
class.
That's why he was.
action.
Hold on. That's why he was handing it out to everybody.
right.
Chris, you're a Pulitzer winner.
That's right. We're all in the look. It's all our
I'm not
responsibility
here to be
now.
deposed.
It is. You guys got an equity stake. What do you think it means?
But I get
I
the
have
good stuff,
nothing
not
to
the
do
bad
with this.
stuff.
In fact, it's a nothing burger.
I don't think Pablo thinks that I'm a Pulitzer Prize winner.
Okay, Pablo's on with us now. We've got a lot to cover here with him, and he is milking the story. Some people are mad at you, Pablo, for the way you ended the episode. Like, maximum drama, but also, like, give me the journalism boy. Give me all the journalism, not just some of it now and some of it later. You're pulling dramatic flair out of this story, and I want to go over the particulars with you, but I don't want to lose my audience either because already we've talked about this enough, and once we get into the details of this, the way that you and Amin care about this is so deep, and it's feeding an audience that is very hungry for it, but it doesn't seem to be our crew here. They're tired of episodes.
Hi, good morning. I'd like to formally begin by disavowing whatever it is you guys have discussed already today. I have no idea what you said. I have nothing to do with it. I'd also like to detach from whatever the discourse has been. The episode we did, though, is best consumed in the way that the chefs, our entire staff, we worked so long on this, intended. So I don't want to just rehash the whole episode. I think you really need to watch it, not just because I need to send my daughter to first grade next year, but also because I think that's the best way to actually get why we're telling the story. It is funny, though, big picture, Dan, to be simultaneously the guy who was throwing anything at the wall, allegedly, but also being way too restrained here. Like, accuse them of cap circumvention. And I'm like, no, we're telling you the story that we can responsibly and journalistically present to the public, the story fundamentally of the public interest. We partner with a local news organization in, spoiler alert, the state of Rhode Island, investigating the sitting governor of a U.S. state that happens in the story. We talk about the housing crisis. We talk about promises of affordable housing using public money that have not, spoiler alert, come to any sort of completion. And also the way that this is all told is along the spine of why in the hell does Kawhi Leonard, whenever you investigate his business dealings, along the timeline of his extensions with the Clippers, why the hell do you wind up always seemingly finding yourself talking about these alleged self-presenting good guys like Aspiration, like fortuitous partners that promise we're going to save the world and
Benevolence,
then don't deliver
benevolence.
on that.
Like
Benevolence.
they're choosing the words. Let's examine some of this, okay? Because it is a work of art. It's a Pulitzer Prize-winning work of art, and it is a story for today, where sports, becomes America's story. And you guys are telling me that this guy, as a journalist, isn't going gotcha enough when the latest episode has at the end. What do you mean they didn't build any houses for the impoverished? And we're just so numb to shame at this point that that's not got you enough on, what do you mean they didn't build any houses? Nah, that's the way people do business. Around the salary cap? Around Kawhi Leonard? So, Pablo, what are the most incriminating details here? Because you do make not a lot of leaps, but there are links there that aren't quite provable. And so there are more questions that people have based on what you're led to infer by the reporting.
Yeah, I mean, fundamentally, why is it that there is yet another deal with Kawhi Leonard in which the whole notion of why you're in business with a superstar athlete is to announce it, is to market it, is to have him say, I'm a part of this ownership group, a second-tier soccer team in the state of Rhode Island. Much like in parallel to aspiration, why would you sign a guy to a $28 million contract to be an endorser of a company, but you never announce the endorsement and he never does anything? Why is it that this is happening again? Literally, the LLCs Kawhi started, KL2 RIFC LLC and KL2 RIFC Real Estate LLC, two LLCs formed the week before he signs a sub-max extension with the Clippers, when he is, and this is important, still owed millions of dollars that have never come his way, that he was contractually obligated from the aspiration deal. Why is it? Why is it that this is also another secret arrangement? And why, when you ask everybody involved, the team, Kawhi's representatives, the governor of Rhode Island who greenlit the stadium deal for the team, the owner of the team, the Clippers, the marketing agency that brought apparently the governor of Rhode Island into the Intuit Dome for the home season opener, sitting next to the owner of the soccer team. This marketing agency, which is the marketing agency that is running the partnership between the Clippers and the jersey patch sponsor, Visit Rwanda, that replaced Aspiration, because Aspiration, of course, collapses in a heap of fraudulence and bankruptcy. Why is it that none of these people can answer a straight question? Why are none of them telling what would only resemble to a reasonable person anything approaching the truth? That's what we're asking. Why is it so hard to explain any of this?
All right. So like all investments, you make an investment to make money, but I don't know how much you know about lower tier professional soccer in the United States of America. There's not a lot of money to be made. So how does Kawhi and company allegedly make money from this deal?
It's a great question, and it has to do with the stadium deal. So when Brett Johnson, the head of Fortuitous Partners, and again, there's a whole bunch of good guy sounding names, Benevolent, Fortuitous, those are his two entities. But Fortuitous Partners is running the build of a new stadium in the state of Rhode Island. And this is a this is a 9-figure operation, right, to build a stadium. And at first he promises only private money. Then he pivots to, actually, we need your private money. We need your public money. We need taxpayers to help fund it. And the thesis of it, Mike, because it's a very good question, is we're not just going to build this stadium for an obscure soccer team. We're going to build housing. We're going to build an entertainment complex. This is a real estate deal. This is not merely equity in a soccer team. Brett Johnson, the owner of RIFC, is talking on tape that we play in the episode about $1 billion of investment flowing into the state of Rhode Island. Now, whether he will ever deliver on that is a very good question, which we did so many public records requests over the last 10 months to help try and triangulate. But what I can tell you is that the promises and the pledge and the marketing around why do you need taxpayer money to build a stadium answers the question that Mike is asking. It's because this is not merely a soccer team. This is about revitalizing an entire American city that is also suffering from, according to local reporting, our partners at WPRI, according to them, this is a housing crisis that is unparalleled in the United States. And so it's all of that money that you then access. It's not merely, I'm a part owner in a random soccer team. This is a land deal. And that's why this is so interesting to me.
Okay, it's one of the reasons it's interesting. I don't know how much more is there over subsequent episodes, but I have a lot of questions for you, Pablo. One of them, The report yesterday that led from sources that this Kawhi investigation might take the NBA now until 2027. What's that story?
I mean, it's funny that ESPN drops that story hours after we publish our first, like, hey, we're doing a new Kawhi episode tonight. You might want to tune in. And truly, the day after, we make requests to all of the people that I mentioned in that laundry list of individuals. Everybody knew that episode we published last night was coming because we asked for comment from everybody. And so what does ESPN publish? They publish this may take a while, guys. That till 2027 story. Hours before I suppose the whole audience that might be listening to me, before they get to know what's actually happening. And so I am not going to get into the minds of ESPN and the NBA in this regard. I just know that they fear at the league office, which is talking to Wachtel every single day about what the findings are. League office at the NBA and Wachtel, their quote unquote independent investigators, talk every day about the findings. And so I just know they're worried about what else is out there that they don't know. And frankly, I think one big precedent for their worry is what happened in Miami with the Terry Rozier deal, in which they say, hey, go and trade for Terry Rozier, Miami Heat. Go for it. And what happens is, surprise, there's a federal investigation. And surprise, the Miami Heat are seeking recourse because they were not informed of the fact that there was this possibility. And so there is some kind of a settlement involving a second-round pick. Mickey Arison, the owner of the Heat, decides not to fight the league. And I think you contrast that with what the league is fearing with this story, in which there's a lot more here than people, I think, who are just listening even to my podcast are aware of in terms of what possibly is lingering. The Athletic had recently reported, by the way, that there is a second sponsorship deal that the NBA probe has now been examining. We don't know what that is. But what I'm telling you is what the league is worried about is Steve Ballmer, the richest owner in American sports, fighting in a way that other owners would not have the resources or the inclination to fight. And that is what is happening.
That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Zaz.
So he could just do whatever he wants whenever he wants?
But when I'm reading, Zaz, when I'm reading this story, am I reading something wrong? When it is said in the story that one of the problems with punishments on the Clippers is that Ballmer has to agree to the punishment. That Ballmer has to be sort of, if he doesn't agree, what's going to happen after that is Ballmer's going to be fighting your league. And do you want that? And they clearly don't want that. Am I making jumps there that are unreasonable, Pablo?
Everybody, and I am here to say that, like, what the NBA wants, because what they want is for this story to go away and to shrink because it's been very embarrassing for lots of different reasons beyond me even. They want this story to shrink and go away. And the only way to really do that is to get the Clippers to stop making this messier, to stop fighting it. And so a settlement is what the league absolutely would prefer when it comes to how can this speed up and get out of the news cycle.
But think about that for a second. Hey, Ballmer, can we get to a settlement? Like, so since when does punishment work that way? Like, what is that?
All the time.
Well, this is...
in sports?
This is no, but
when you're punishing athletes and they have to appeal stuff and then lose the appeal because the appeal's to Goodell?
No, not so much in sports, but in life, all the time. Yeah.
In life, yes, not so much in sports.
But this is I think where it's interesting is that sports, the CBA, this investigation, Adam Silver as the Supreme Court justice, this is not a real justice system. This is a business hiring a law firm to try and control a problem in which the public may never know the depths of whatever they discovered, because, of course, it's bad for business if this thing keeps on expanding. And so if you see it through the lens of this is not justice, as much as we like to dress it up as independent investigation and this whole like constitution, 500 pages of CBA rules and fairness, right, which is what sports rests on. Sports rests on a principle that is more important to sports fans in the sports context than it is in the political, governmental context.
Zaz,
right? That's the paradox of sports.
Do you understand that what Pablo is saying to you is at the crux of what this fight would become between Ballmer and the NBA is your rules aren't real rules.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Like your rules are bullshit rules. I don't have to live by your rules.
Yeah, just because there's one owner who's even wealthier than all of the wealthy owners, he doesn't have to agree with any rules because he'll go to court and you may be exposed. It's so stupid.
Well, I also want to say this, right? So anybody who's being investigated, who's a defendant, so to speak, they deserve, in a real justice system, they deserve due process. They deserve to have their case be heard. They deserve all of that, right? What I'm merely saying is that it has been now almost a year. It's been 11 months since Wachtell, the law firm hired by the NBA, started following up on what I reported in September. And this entire time, typically, what you would imagine, because I know that reporters who are also curious about this have been asking the Clippers for it. Everyone's been wondering, so when you said this was provably false in the days after part 1 of this now 13-part investigation, when you said it was provably false, can you help us understand how you're going to prove it? And at every point in this saga, there has been nothing resembling that evidence. And you'd imagine that they would want that to be communicated to the public, right? And it's not emerged. And so what do you have? You have this question, Dan, and this is important. This question fundamentally is, if you're the Supreme Court justice of this fake justice system, Adam Silver, right? Do you need a signed confession in order to prosecute what seems to be the largest and most flagrant cap circumvention scheme in the history of sports? Or are you willing to actually do what a real judge would? And I've talked to so many literal former federal prosecutors who are investigating Aspiration, the literal case, who launched it, who have been on my show since, who have said, if this was in court, in real life court, not sports court, not podcast court, but real life court, you have so much more circumstantial evidence to prosecute.
This
and
is
convict.
frustrating.
And that's what you need,
Pablo,
is circumstantial evidence in real life.
This is super frustrating to me, okay? You've lost our show. You're
frustrating to you. We got a week till fall camp.
Pablo is frustrated because he's in this rabbit hole. He's like, guys, don't you understand the very construct of sports? It's all bullshit. And we got the receipts with journalism, and you guys are like, shut up, I'm bored.
Settle down. Pablo, didn't you give this whole thing a Viking funeral at MIT Sloan? Fuck we doing?
If only that was the end. I thought it was, by the way. I would. So, Mike, it's a really good question, right? Why have we taken 10 months to report this story? We've mentioned RIFC. We played in the episode we did. We played Amin reading the names of the LLCs we just published the episode about last night, months ago. And we did it because on some level, I have been entirely open and inviting of other people to look into this stuff. And in the process, I have been doing my own due diligence such that we don't get sued by the richest man in sports.
I'm mad at all
and so
you guys.
we are
I'm mad at all of
We're just
you.
constrained.
You're making our lives a lot harder by not being interested in.
Finally, your good contribution there was cutting them off.
Pablo is articulating why we're in business and what we're doing in our business, and you guys are bored by it, even though it's your business.
That's right.
Yep.
And we're all going to jail if apparently something goes
I know.
wrong.
Not me. I'll do terrible in jail.
Apparently, this is a RICO thing.
It's an ethical RICO. Ethical RICO. It's the opposite of a RICO, but it functions the same way.
Darian Mensa's preseason All-ACC.
All right, I'm frustrated. Pablo, thank you for your time. Pablo Torre finds out. You can do the deep dive there. Stop frustrating the viewers at the end who love you like that.
It's. I just got to promise, if you start watching this, you will have a good time.
Well, okay.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah,
Just
but
give it a
this is
shot.
the thing. You're
Give it a
trying.
shot.
Look, this is a beautiful piece of art that he is making with Amin and David Sampson, and his story meant for our times to be told over time.
I'm glad you said that. You haven't mentioned it enough.
Okay, so
all I'm saying is keep the same energy whenever Mystery Crate tries out new potato chips.
We stopped doing that, by the way.
Oh.
The part that I'm frustrated by is, and I think Amin might be, even though Amin likes his occasional anarchy, that Pablo is sitting here shouting from the top of the rooftops, guys, look at all this bullshit here. It's unending and it's fascinating. and you're watching the clown car of your whole system of rules is bullshit when the richest guy can not only not get punished over here, but the rich guy over here can buy FIFA because he can just give pieces of the World Cup over to his family.
That's America. Chris Cody's talking about chicken sausage in the YouTube chat.
Yeah, it's the superior sausage.
I mean, I could feel the
great
audience drifting away as Pablo talked and talked and talked with more and more details when this stuff is hard to do. And Mike's like, stop telling me how hard it is to do.
I mean, I just think like Pablo, the way I compared it to is like Game of Thrones. You think it's a castaway line or whatever, but every character has an incredibly rich backstory. And what we're doing on the show is basically following all these backstories that, as you so eloquently pointed out, anyone is capable and able to pick up on any one of these threads and follow them, but they're not.
Oh, but the thing about that to me that is a content farm, is Pablo's telling this story in the murder, mystery, true crime style of today's podcast. Like he's unspooling a tapestry that all of these rich people, you're realizing, that some of the people in leadership in the sport you love the most, they're in a bit of a clown car here following his investigation. I am sure the NBA's watching that last night being like, what's next that we're going to get embarrassed by here that we don't know?
Wachtell and the NBA, they watch every episode. And I don't even say that braggingly. It's just been the case this entire time. I know it because I've heard it from sources directly familiar. And so, look, I'm not here to say that we are whatever, the most special snowflakes, and please pay attention to us. I'm merely saying that we live at a time in which the people in power have a greater ability than ever before to not tell you what's going on. The public interest has never meant less. It's true in the state of Rhode Island, the smallest state of the union, in which there are now $116.6 million of taxpayer money being apportioned to this stupid stadium over the next 3 decades. That happens to also be a story quite relevant to the NBA. And so I'm just here to tell you the story. Capture Convention, to me, is not my life's mission. I don't wake up every day wondering about Capture Convention. I wonder about what is the story here and why is it important? And the reason we did this one is because I think there's really a lesson to be learned about what the public is entitled to know with literally our money that is beyond just like, is Kawhi getting really his fair due as a player? That's not the issue. The issue is everything else that they use in sports to sell you on something that you're not supposed to know about.
Vienna sausage, second place.
The chat is a big...
I love a wet sausage.
The chat
I love
goes...
a Vienna sausage with water.
The chat goes Patty. I go Link.
I love a wet sausage.
Oh, no, that's a great take, Pablo.
The tiny sausage.
I find it
I want
so,
a tin with water in it.
It's so rewarding to cut open a casing. Oh! Yeah, oh, my God. You put that in a pasta? My God, pal.
Love the snap of a
I
sausage.
love a wet
sausage.
sausage. What is
He ain't
that?
wrong. He ain't wrong.
Yo.
Put
A
it on
Vienna sausage?
Put it on the
Has ever
poll
bought a
at
Vienna
Le
sausage
Batard
before? They're
Show.
wet.
Do you love a wet sausage?
Pablo, in Rhode Island, could you compare this to what happened in Mississippi with Brett Favre?
We were on sausages.
Allegedly.
The alleged apportioning of public money and using sports as like the playground for it. Yeah, man, this is a national problem. I don't want to speak to the Brett Favre story because I am mindful of just making sure that I am within the bounds of what I have reported, and he is very litigious. I will simply say that if you're wondering, does the governor of a U.S. state in this story that we've
apologize
done,
to the audience for
Oh, okay. All right. So, Pablo, this is what just happened. Roy got interested all of a sudden in Brett Favre and welfare, and
I love Roy.
He ruined the wet sausage path. We were on the wet sausage path, and Roy ruined it. Is that what I sound like?
Roy was trying to talk about what about the poor people in these sports stories you guys claim you care about, and I realized I should have gotten back to the Vienna sausages. Too late. So,
Yeah,
my bad.
But there is, I have to tell people, okay, go find Pablo Torre finds out. He really is doing difficult work at difficult times.
I have a Vienna sausage story if you want that also.
Yes.
One time when I was younger, my brother, we were playing video games. I sent him to the kitchen to get me some water. He came back, and it was just a cup filled with Vienna sausage juice. Haven't been able to eat them since. It scarred me because I was expecting water. If you're expecting water,
and you sipped it,
and because I was just like, oh, thanks for this glass of water from the kitchen, and it was Vienna sausage
You didn't
juice.
look before you started drinking.
One of those old school paper cups.
Pablo's got something here.
I've tasted that water. It's not that bad.
But when you're expecting water, jarring.
Do we have anywhere the video of Pablo eating pickled pig's feet? Because to see where you've come you're talking about journalism and the principles that are very serious because you're trying to do an artistic thing with your podcast.
I'd like people to not know that I ever did this. By the way, this is not. I think something that I am particularly.
Can you do top 5 shames?
Revisit.
How about? Can you do top 5 shames that you have, like you in an orca costume? Like now that you're a serious journalism person,
I was eating 9/11 conspiracy theories dressed as an orca from Jesse Ventura, and had no way to even begin to fact check any of it. That was an issue for me. I ate pickled pig's feet on camera. That was a problem for me. I was lured into judging a bikini contest with Dan and Poppy and got the scoring system wrong at the Clevelander Hotel. That was a problem for me. My general association. Oh, the time I sat in on an interview that you guys did with Donald Trump when he was running for president or preparing to, that was a problem for me. Yeah, there's a lot that you guys have done to destroy my integrity that I've only begun to rebuild recently. So I love a wet sausage.
can you?
That was number 4.
You probably have to go, but I would love if someone around you, if parts of your staff could bring you some sort of sausage and you could do a wet sausage review for us, either now or the next time.
Vienna sausage, white rice, a little mustard on the side.
I love a wet sausage. You will live to regret that.
I love a wet sausage. Like dry? Yeah, enjoy your dry sausages, you freaks.
G.I. Joe's #1. He's a terrorist. That's literally the character. He's a terrorist. Obviously, Cobra Commander is going to be one of the top villains, but he only comes in at number 4. He's very bad, though. Terrorism. Number 3, Megatron. Transformers. Come on. Autobots, Decepticons. Megatron is the leader of the Decepticons. And eventually, he gets even more powers, and he becomes like Super Megatron. You don't want to F with that guy. Number 2.
So hold on, Zaz, really quick, before number 2. So Megatron was the bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
So then why did they call Calvin Johnson Megatron instead of Optimus Prime, who was the good guy?
He named himself that.
Yeah, I mean, he thought he was a bad guy. I don't know what to tell you, man. What are you asking me?
And Megatron's a plane. He's a fighter jet.
Yeah.
And his arch nemesis,
missiles.
Optimus Prime, is just an 18-wheeler.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Seems unfair.
Number 2, Mumra. You know about Mumra? Thundercats? Mumra was very scary. And they had movies. You ever see Mumra Lives?
Dave Damashek, you know about that Mumra?
No, I have never literally heard of Mumra.
What? What?
I've only heard of Shredder.
Mumra coming in at number 2.
Say it again, then we'll know about it.
Thunder, 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 cats.
Mumra. And number 1.
Mumra.
Number 1, Skeletor. Of course Skeletor is number 1. I mean, He-Man's arch nemesis, who is actually, I think it's He-Man's uncle, all right? Because, he died, he was part of the kingdom, became Skeletor. Skeletor, number 1. I told you, Jared Leto was an incredible Skeletor. Skeletor's great in the movie. Excellent battles. The action scenes are fantastic in this He-Man movie. I love the guy that played He-Man. He's a great He-Man. That's my He-Man. All right.
I need more lists from you. Was there any OLI? Where's Dr. Claw?
No, I told. Nah, Doctor. Hey, the Spectre Gadget was hokey. Doctor, you're not scared of Doctor.
Hokey.
You're not scared of Doctor.
He wasn't Mumra.
You're not scared. That's right. So again, to recap: number 5, Shredder. Number 4, Cobra Commander. Number 3, Megatron. Number 2, Mumra. And number 1, Skeletor.
I'm a fan, Zaz. I want to make that clear in advance. But this is a little bit of a hipster list here, right? I mean, like a Mumra number 2. You're talking 80s animated bad guys,
Thundercats,
and you don't mention Gargamel. You don't mention.
No one was afraid of Gargamel. Gargamel's nemesis are little 2-inch blue people, and he has a hard time defeating them. Gargamel was a poser.
Let's go to another, though, Argentinian call, because there is blatant homerism involved with these calls. This is Pablo Giralt.
Otro centro más de Messi va pasado. A ver que le pega Messi al arco. ¡Vamos Argentina, carajo! ¡Vamos Argentina, carajo! 2-2. Aquí está el campeón del mundo. Acá está el campeón del mundo. Vamos Argentina de mi vida. Nunca quedarse por vencido. 2-2. Vamos Leo de mi vida. Vamos leyenda. Leo de mi vida y mi corazón. Vamos leyenda. Vamos Leo viejo nomás. Vamos Leo viejo nomás. 2-2, Juan Pablo. Esto no ha terminado. No termina hasta que suene la campana, compañero. 2-2.
So some of you might want a translation, and I'm pretty sure I heard in there your mother's a slut.
I think I heard MFer there.
Amongst others.
But did he actually say puta madre? Did I hear that?
I thought I heard that, which I can't believe.
We might need a replay on it just to get ears on it again.
Well, Tony, I'm going to need your help here. You translate as much as you can. Let's get all the Spanish we got in the room because it happens very fast here. But I heard your mother's a slut in the middle of that, and that seems like not what Al Michaels would have done during a historic 1980s call for the U.S. Olympic team.
Do you believe in miracles, motherfucker?
Chris Cody is very eager to bother me by trying to inflame radio wars with Philadelphia radio. Because he says there's some sound here that I'm going to want to hear.
What do they say?
We'll find out in a second together. But I want to step back from what it is we just did there with Pablo and just to ask you guys, do you find it like funny, strange? Are you taking inventory of the idea of FIFA over here, we're going to buy the World Cup as the Trumps, and Ballmer over here can say bullshit, bullshit, bullshit to your rules because he's just got more money than everybody else. And we're still getting Tennessee linebacker Arian Carter 2 games for a flight you took for $427. You took money from an agent. Like, I thought we weren't doing that anymore.
So round trip?
I thought, I don't know how this costs you 2 games now in today's, like, that's professional football. We all understand that, right? The whole college thing. It's professional sports. So if an agent buys a flight for a kid, what now? 2 games? We're finding that funny, weird? Are we taking inventory of the fact that yesterday when we're talking to Master about this FIFA scandal, we're talking about late-stage capitalism. What it looks like is, the guys at the top just grabbed the World Cup and the others...
Is that why this is here?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Amin was watching the fall of democracy yesterday and laughing at the idea that it would come to sports and we'd be horrified, trying to protect the pearls and sanctity of sports now as, Trump's family's just going to come over and, give me 20% of the World Cup for one of the kids.
We ruined it. We ruined it all. But the idea of someone having NCAA violation for a round-trip ticket worth $400 is like, to me, obviously you guys live in Florida, is different, but I live in Arizona where weed has been legal for years and years. The idea of getting arrested for possession of a joint. Like that, what are you talking about?
I don't know how anybody gets in trouble anymore these days.
All
you have to do is appeal and you win.
Mike, but I just thought that was a news story so that anyone can only have the opinion, we're still doing this? We're still doing 2 games because you took a flight from an agent? Like, hasn't that flight flown? Like, I wanted to say ship sailed, but we're using flights now. Like, I really did think that the only purpose of that story is for everybody to go like, wait, really? Do I have it wrong, Zaz? You're a college football expert.
It could have been a bus.
That's a good point. Good point.
It's happened.
Chris Cody, what is the Philadelphia sound? And I'd really like to start choosing better enemies around here.
Isn't it R&B?
Yeah, I believe, was it the Spinners? They were like Philadelphia sound.
Hall & Oates famously.
Yeah. 97.5 The Fanatic, Dan. Middays with Marks. John Marks and his co-host were talking about you. I would describe what you're about to hear as, follow me on this, a compliment sandwich.
Okay.
Now, dug in the middle here, sandwiched in the middle, is a compliment.
Okay.
But the bread it's served on is disrespect. Let's play it.
Can Pablo Torre, can he investigate why Dan Le Batard is so insufferable? Might be a short investigation. God, just every time I hear him, that stupid bucket, that stupid hat with the big brim and the whatever that he used to wear, it looked like it was his 90s sprayed. God, I can't stand him.
Yeah.
And he's brilliant, by the way. Like I'm not trying to take away from him.
I think he's lost his fastball, but he's gotten fat.
Wait, that guy?
Bag of the week.
I will say, in that guy's defense, he does go on to be like, I mean with his words. I look at me, I can't call anyone
okay,
fat.
good. Because, yeah, you can't.
I cut that part out, though, because it was funnier.
You can't, because that guy absolutely wears what he's wearing in that still to the pool.
You know, I'm not going to put up with some couple of yahoos up in Philadelphia talking shit about our guy. To hell with you. Having said that, the line, could you investigate? And it would be a short investigation. That's funny.
Yes.
That's comedy, Dan.
And
you can't hate on comedy.
And Dan's actually lost a lot of weight, stress weight, because of the brother that painted the hat that you criticized.
That he doesn't wear anymore.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. More insufferable, Dan Le Batard or Philadelphia radio guy? Put it on the poll as well. Fatter.
Man, this is anybody's race.
Fatter, yeah, I know. Fatter, Dan Le Batard or Philadelphia radio guy. Just put both of those on the poll. The criticism, I think, is fair. I have gotten fat with words because we're fighting Balmer and I can't do two jobs at once.
How did the other guy feel when the guy was like fat, flat-brimmed, big, oversized 1990s cap, and he's just sitting there taking it?
But enough about you. On to Dan Le Batard.
I told you guys, I took great delight in New York that the only thing following me after a lifetime of insecurity about my weight is somebody pointing and shouting, WFAT! I'm like, I really took that insult and made it my own. Like, here I am in New York, the big city. I practically jumped up in the air and clicked my heels with a parasol. I'm fat.
And then they had an earthquake.
Oh.
It happened.
And because I jumped up in the air with a parasol, and then they had
No,
an earthquake.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to make that connection. I was just saying New York City had an earthquake.
All right, so I want to ask you guys, all of you, something, the audience included, because obviously Tony Romo, these are not the moments that you want to be defined by. When the video comes out that's embarrassing, and it'll be about as embarrassed as Tony Romo will ever be in public. So there are plenty of jokes here around what it is that this video is, but I also feel bad anytime someone is publicly embarrassed like this and becomes a laughingstock when they're in a position of great celebrity. And so we have video, TMZ. It's going to be very popular video. And I don't know if it is right to play it. I don't know if it is right to play with this. But when you go from just the printed report of something that looks like DUI, and then you get the comedy, okay, of an old football player not knowing where he quite is during the day and his back hurts and he's got to stretch and he doesn't know if he's going to file a field sobriety test. All of that is something that, to me, I feel embarrassed for Tony Romo. But when I come in today, Zaz just exclaims, and I've never heard him do this. I hear from the other part of the room, Zaz says, "Oh no." And I thought like an anaconda had seized him or something horrible had happened. And I'm like, what happened? And his response is, Tony Romo's grandparents have been dead for many years. And so what do I do with this story?
Well, now you got to play the video.
You got to play it now.
But when I'm embarrassed for Tony Romo.
You just say it on the front end, but then gratuitously still play it.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
Also, I don't believe that you feel bad about
You just
anyone.
wonder aloud, man, I don't know, I have my reservations about this, but really that's just to buy yourself credibility, moral credibility with an audience when you were going to play it the
But
entire
what if
time
I don't
just to
play it?
embarrass
But what if
them.
I decide now not to play it?
No, you got to play it now because you've set up expectations.
It's queued up. I can see it on the preview monitor.
Yeah, we got to play it now.
No,
You
but
have to play
I
it.
could make a moral stand here instead and deny that it's virtue signaling
You know you
and
don't.
deny the audience. Who's my
No,
responsibility?
I'll be Zeus in The Dark Knight. I'm going to do what you should have done 10 minutes ago.
We've gotten fat.
You go Zeus instead of Debo?
I go Zeus.
Yeah, I go
because
Debo.
Really? You're a wrestling mark.
I know, but like Debo is so much
Have
more
you ever seen the
popular than
promo
Zeus.
video team? Let's see if we can find the promo. I'm sorry to do this, but it's hugely important. There is a promo with Sensational Sherry, Macho King Randy Savage,
yeah.
and Zeus behind the old school square blue steel cage, and it is the most cocaine-y thing I have ever seen in my entire life.
I love those old promos.
And I've seen a lot of cocaine-y things.
Oh, it's amazing.
Video team, I'm sorry to do this to you, is as cocaine-y of a thing has ever happened around here.
It'd be an incredible
Yeah, but this
find.
one comes up on YouTube. Pablo eating pickled pig's feet, that's a little tougher.
There have been 2 lies told in this hour. One, video team, I feel sorry to make you do this. That's a lie. And then Dan saying, I feel bad about playing videos of people being embarrassed. That's a lie.
Okay, no, this kind of embarrassed, where it's the worst defining moment of your life. I'll play a guy
Look, you
getting
can
embarrassed
tell-
because he's fallen down.
You can tell without sound how cocaine-y this is, and this isn't even the one that I'm talking about. This is like they're not.
She's full of the madness. What do you
Yeah.
mean? What is she
saying,
doing?
Oh yeah. No, this isn't even cream of the crop. This isn't even the one I'm talking about because there's a blue steel cage. We'll get on it.
Ha! I do a good Zeus.
You absolutely never feel bad.
Cross your eyes.
I mean, I don't want to play the video. I don't. I have avoided most of it until Zaz said, "Oh no," and then I realized that because of what Zaz was exclaiming. What his excuse was? Something grandparent related?
Yeah.
I don't know what his excuse is.
You
so-
can't do that. Oh, okay, we have to play the video.
That's why we have
No,
to play
but
the
why
video.
don't we just describe the video? Explain to people why it is I heard the oh no, because I had not heard the video.
Yeah, like he gets pulled over. I'm sorry to do this video team, but we gotta play the video now. Okay.
You're not sorry either. That's 3 lies in the last
I don't know
hour.
why I
Guys,
said I'm sorry. I'm not sorry at all.
We are approaching the anniversary of SummerSlam 1989, where Zeus and the Macho King entered a steel cage match against Hulk Hogan and Brutus the Barber.
That's right. And you're probably saying to yourself, "Wow, I can't believe Brutus the Beefcake was in a main event." Yes, he was.
He was Hulk Hogan's best friend.
He was.
That's how he got that chance.
Dan, I'm going to SummerSlam tomorrow night.
You sit here to tell me that let's describe the video. You think that's a good idea instead of just showing it?
The reason that if we describe it, it's going to lead to less laughter is because the video, I'm assuming, embarrasses him more than even the details.
Did you see
Does it
Earl
not?
Hebner take control
I
of
know.
that match? Sensational Sherry was up to no good with that steel cage door, and Earl Hebner was having none of it.
I tell you, what a gem that Sensational Sherry was. I miss her.
Do you remember when Earl Hebner had an evil twin brother?
Of course, Dave Hebner. Dave, how much did they spend on the plastic surgery?
Dan,
How much did they spend?
Dan, we're not the only ones who played this video. TMZ's, got a little bit more reach than we do. So us playing this video is not exactly going to be the thing that makes Tony Romo feel like, oh my God, I feel betrayed.
What's fair?
You already did the thing where you're like, oh, I don't feel good about this, so just play it.
You did it.
That's what you did it.
We did
Yeah,
that.
but
No
I
one's
can also
blaming
sit
you.
it out.
I
can
really
also
do
sit
think
it
the
out.
shame of us saying it, like the video is not that much worse than just saying
Well,
it.
I did not know about the grandparents being dead for 20 years.
Well,
The
how would
video's-
you?
The video's hilarious. I'm sorry. It's hilarious. Look, I don't want to ever get a DUI. That's a good take. But if I do, I hope the video is as hilarious as this. Wow. Like, I don't want, because there are a lot of times where it's sad. Like the Tiger Woods one, that was sad. I was like, God damn.
This isn't sad?
Yeah, right. I was just on the phone with the president.
Yeah, no, that's
This
cool.
one's funny, man.
Say you're sad for Tony Romo. This is good.
This isn't sad.
I read awful announcing. Didn't you fire him yesterday?
You fired Tony
No,
Romo?
I said that if they want to get out from under that contract, this kind of embarrassment can get you fired.
Right.
Yeah.
You're just asking the questions again.
I'm telling you how to
What-
think.
What's unfair? Wait a minute. What's unfair about that? Doesn't that seem like if you embarrass your company publicly, it's a fireable offense sometimes, depending on how much they do or don't want you around?
You know you want to play the video.
I'll tell you, I was watching Zeus as a kid because it was right after No Holds Barred came out. I'm like, holy shit, they got the real Zeus, all right? Because I don't know if you saw No Holds Barred. it's not a great movie, but they got Zeus to come and be in the main event of SummerSlam. Ha!
Says Zeus looks like Debo.
I know.
That is Debo, no?
Oh, Jesus, you guys are that dumb.
Play the video.
Well, I live in Dallas, so I came in to visit Grandpa, so we're here. I'm going to meet them, but I got the goal.
You got the what?
The goal, you said?
Yeah.
That's what it is for you, cross it?
Yep.
Yes. I got what you're saying.
And you were coming from Grandma and Grandpa? What did you say? It's really hard to hear you, dude.
I can't hear you either. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I know. We got to basically yell at each other,
I
right?
feel like I'm yelling at you.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Where are you coming from?
The golf course. And I'm going to meet Grandma and Grandpa.
Okay. All right.
I wasn't laughing at him. I'm laughing at the wrestling video in the corner that's playing. I'm watching. I'm trying to concentrate on a video I'm seeing and hearing for the first time. I'm trying to consume what he's saying, and then I truly am mortified when he says grandma and grandpa when I've already got the knowledge from Zaz's "oh no" that is something that died 20 years ago, and so I'm trying to hear, did I hear golf course? Because I got distracted by the cocaine wrestling. That is not an acceptable thing to do to me when I'm consuming. I'm genuine when I'm telling you. I don't want to embarrass this man publicly. Play the video for me. Let me watch the video. And then what happens? Wrestling videos that are meant to distract me.
In that entire video, he also explains to the officer that pulled him over that he's just coming back from the golf course, and he tries to name drop a USGA amateur event as if it means anything, which got me thinking. Top 5 worst places you could tell an officer you were before being pulled over on suspicion of a DUI. OLI.
So wait, I didn't hear that part because I was distracted by the wrestling.
We didn't play that part, but he tries to name drop the USGA amateur golf tournament that was happening in town as like, this is a little impressive, but also just a terrible idea when you're trying to convince somebody that you haven't been out drinking the entire time. So I created a top 5 worst places to tell an officer that you were at before being pulled over on a suspicion of DUI.
Wait a sec. So let me set this up again. So you're in your car, cop behind you. Woo! You know why I stopped you today? Oh, I'm sorry, sir, whatever. And he says, have you been drinking?
All right.
And you say,
when they asked me, like, have you been drinking? No, I mean, a little here or there.
Where are you coming from?
OLI. Ha! A bar.
Yeah, don't say that.
This is free legal advice.
Never say you.
Don't say that
This
you're at
is
a bar.
also
but,
in order, right?
Yeah, but that's OLI.
But okay,
yeah, outside looking in. Bar, bad, but not quite top 5 bad. If you're trying to convince somebody you haven't been out drinking all day. Number 5, a chalet. Number 4, Greg Cody's garage. Number 3, I've been out on the boat.
Rookie move.
Dan, you ever told somebody you've been out on a boat?
Yeah, don't do that. You've probably done number 2. I was out with Charles Barkley.
No chance.
And number 1, golf course. Never do that.
But it was a pro-am.
So you guys, I didn't catch that part or may have missed it because this wrestling in picture-in-picture is hypnotizing television. And if everyone on the internet isn't gathered around what's presently playing on our screen,
Hulk Hogan!
The internet has failed at understanding what good content is. But I am distracted as I'm trying to, it's not a DUI.
Oh, look at Brother Love.
It's an OUI. It's an OUI. And I wasn't
It's
able.
OWI.
Okay, sorry, thank you. I don't know what the terminology is. I don't also know if those were drinks or did they cut any other video out, because I did read something about a back exercise. And so I've read the story but not seen the video. Was that in there, and did I miss it distracted by wrestling? Or is it
Zeus is blocking the steel cage. Hogan has a steel cage match with Big Boss Man, but Zeus is blocking the entrance to the cage, and you're going to see he chops down the Hulkster. It was very scary.
We don't have the video of this, but Romo, when asked to do field tests, he was like, let me stretch my back out first.
Yeah. It was just a series of things that you shouldn't do to call attention to how much you've been drinking.
Chris, I wish he stretched like that. He grabs the hood of the car, bends over, and then starts like lifting his knee side to side,
It's a
like
decent
so.
back stretch, actually.
It is. I just did it right now, and it feels really good. As I was demonstrating, like, oh my God. Maybe I should stop ridiculing this guy. Man, take some hints.
Well,
He was doing this stupid, wow, this feels great.
Yeah, he was doing that. Yeah.
okay. And if I may, just in retrospect, because, well, the reason I want to look at this is because I haven't now seen the video, and so I don't know if I can actually apply an empath's compassion to any of this, when my immediate thought is this person's physical body, because he might as well have played with the dinosaurs, is such that whatever he needs to medicate the pain because his back doesn't feel right, I'm guessing he's walking around in retirement in a great deal of pain on that golf course.
There he is. That's classic Dan right now. No, we're the bad guys. All right, here, for the empath, here's a video that'll make you feel bad for Tony Romo. This is before his field sobriety test. He's asked a question. Now, spot where you can see he has a flashback to all of his concussions.
Any head injuries?
Excuse me?
Any head injuries recently? Any concussions?
Well, over the years, yes, but not recently.
Oh!
Wrist rubbing.
You could see he actually went down to check for the play, too, at one point.
The main source of the feud, Dan, Hogan got top billing in the movie No Holds Barred. Zeus thought he should have gotten top billing. So that's why he showed up to WWF and he teamed with Macho to fight Hogan and, yes, Brutus Beefcake at SummerSlam. It was about getting top billing on the movie.
I'm not kidding you, Amin, when I tell you that video, if I were making a sports museum about how it is to tell the story of football in 2026, that video is a work of art on the quarterback being confused about his concussions. Because if you know it's Tony Romo, the answer to that question is, hey, lady, I've had 1 million of them.
You know what the crazy thing is? As I'm looking at him in that clip, I'm looking at his hair, and I've had this theory for years, and no one seems to buy in with me, but I fully believe it. He has drunk hair.
Yeah.
Like, drunk hair is a thing. It's he didn't do anything. It's just he's had so much alcohol that his hair became intoxicated as well. And look at it. It's just like kind of sitting there. Yeah.
Okay, this is a fascinating observation. I don't think we're getting anywhere.
Look at it.
else.
We're zooming in on him.
I agree.
Look at it.
That guy's been at the shot,
All
Larry.
right, we've gone too far. This is the point.
Straight from Greg
But I
Cody's
knew you
garage.
guys
I was having fun, and now it's too much.
I knew that you guys were going to do this to me.
Yeah.
You make me look like such a hypocrite.
That's so messed up that you did this, Dan Le Batard.
Awful announcing tomorrow is going to have a field day. Dan Le Batard ridicules and laughs at Tony Romo's misfortunes.
We have no idea the pain that he's been through.
The
Yeah, say that
problem
again.
with my argument
Is that his grandparents have been dead for 20 years.
Now, later on in 1989, very predictably, Zeus had a price. And that price, of course, came from the $1 Million Man. The $1 Million Man bought Zeus's services. And it was the $1 Million team versus the Hulkamaniacs at Survivor Series.
I mean, I want to talk about only facts, but I can't dispute that what you have got me on is he did absolutely have drunk hair. He would be convicted by a jury of his peers. We don't need a breathalyzer. You just seized on something that is better than any DUI test. He absolutely had drunk hair.
It's never led me wrong.
Yeah.
That theory has never led me wrong.
It's also not reckless because he was indeed drunk.
Well, I don't know whether that was drugs. We don't know what that was. We don't know. He seemed to, it could be concussions.
We know that it was, all right, fine. Yeah, he said golf course. Did you not listen to the top five?
He's Tony Romo. I said football.
Golf course.
Also,
we all know what happened.
You guys said his grandparents are dead, but everyone has 4 grandparents. We know grandparents on both sides.
Report is that all sides of grandparents are deceased.
Tough look.
But again, she doesn't know that.
Going to grandma's
Genealogy,
house.
23andMe.
He did flash a smile when he said grandma's house. Like, come on.
Charming.
It was a bluff.
It was charming, dude, though.
It seemed like, come on, what are we doing
I
here?
feel like if I lost all of my grandparents and I had, like, let's say, like a friend of my grandma, I might start calling her grandma.
He could be going to a grandma's
right, just
house.
somebody that's just super close to him that's kind of filled that gap.
Also, as someone who has all dead grandparents who died either before I was born or when I was a very small child,
Bona fides.
it feels like the kind of lie that I would turn to early and often.
This is
Especially,
not fair.
but this is the way you use it. He did it in a different way of I'm going to go see them. I do it in the I'm sorry, my grandmother died.
Okay.
Which is true.
Also,
It
we're
just
getting-
happened
You gotta
45
go,
years ago.
You gotta go with I gotta take a shit.
Also, we're
That's what you
approaching-
go with there.
We're approaching Owen Wilson. We're not that young age. You can't be using the grandparents at that.
Oh,
age.
but I just want to stop you guys because I do think we're being unfair here. Do none of you refer to your parents as abuelo and abuela? You refer to them.
if you have kids, that would be really weird for you to do.
No, but you understand what I'm saying, though, right?
I
Is
do
Tony-
I
is-
call my dad Pop to my
Yeah.
daughter.
Yeah.
Is it possible that he's saying he's
Abu.
coming from his folks' house, but he says he calls them grandparents now because they're
All right,
grandparents?
okay,
That's what I'm
perhaps,
asking you.
perhaps. There you go. You're always fair. That's what I like about you.
You know
Dan.
what? That's true. I do call my. I just thought about it. I call my parents grandma and grandpa in Arabic, but that's because like I'm around my kids all the time, and so that's what they call. You know what, Dan?
Great job.
The world's greatest empath is not, the self-proclaimed usurper,
Now,
Dave
our-
Damashek. It is Dan Le Batard. Give it a round of applause.
I got a wrist thing.
Now, are his parents still with us? That's an important factor
Oh,
here.
damn.
The feud came to its conclusion in December of '89 when Zeus teamed back up with Macho King, and at the No Holds Barred, not movie, pay-per-view, it was Zeus and Macho against Hogan and Beefcake, but this time in a steel cage match.
Zaz, I gotta stop you. You say that was the end of the feud. Are you not familiar with when Zeus popped up on WCW Monday Nitro?
I know, Dan. Just like you were about to say, that was when he went by the name of Z Gangsta.
So his parents are alive.
Both
so-
are alive. His dad's name's Ramiro.
Yeah, he's Latino.
Yeah.
He's Mexican.
Abuelo Ramiro.
Heard someone call it white privilege. I'm like, he's not white.
Oh, come on.
He's Mexican.
Abuelo
Come on.
Ramiro.
Look at that
Ramiro.
nose.
Come on.
Tony, Abuelo Ramiro.
I'm telling you. Ramiro, Rami.
He's still alive. We've been unfair to
kicking.
Tony Romo with a grand. Zaz said, "Oh no." Zaz goes, "Oh no," because then the assumption is made Romo's lying about his dead grandparents. But it might just be that Abuelo Ramiro is being slandered.
It was a great rhetorical trick by you. You should have used that with the cop.
Mm-hmm.
Z Gangsta teamed up with a guy called the Ultimate Solution. I don't like that name.
How did he spell Z Gangster? How was that spelled? How-
Zed. Gangsta.
Oh, so it was just a Z. It wasn't Z-E-E. It was just
No,
Z. It
just
was
Z dash Gangsta.
Did he have on his trunks a Z or something, or he was just Z?
Famously.
Okay.
What was the Ultimate Solutions gimmick?
No, man, I don't like that.
Come on, a uniform or?
That sounds like something else, by the way. The ultimate.
It was a bad period for wrestling names in WCW. Wasn't great.
Will you guys feel bad about killing the parents of Tony Romo and then killing Tony Romo because he would dare to call Pop and Grandma, Grandpa instead of,
I don't know. We didn't kill Tony Romo, but also it's kind of weird. You get pulled over to lean on the new name that you have for your parents. That seems like a very formal thing, and I'm saying I was at my dad's.
I mean, I could see making that mistake. Like you fall into that habit, especially if maybe your mind isn't 100% clear because you're coming from a golf course and you
played football.
Dan wasn't telling us what to think. He was just asking us if we'd like to.
Man, 3.5 chicken sausages and a cafecito shot is not good for the tummy.
Yeah? Got to take one of them?
You gonna update the chat at some point, buddy?
I gotta take a walk.
It's been months.
It has. I still keep up. I've stopped putting the emoji.
Why do you guys do this? Why do you guys it is the height of self-obsession that you insist on our platform of publicizing the fact that you guys are always chatting while going to the bathroom. Like I don't know why you guys think that's entertaining or entertainment in the chat or otherwise, but you love telling the public about your shit.
I'm sorry. Do you know Howie Mandel? He found it plenty interesting.
Howie Mandel was in. Howie, who are
said
you?
that, yeah.
Who are you, Dan Le Batard? You know what? I take back everything I said earlier. Who are you, Dan Philly guys, Dave Damashek, all of y'all, I'm back on your side. Who is this Dan Le Batard to question the great Howie Mandel? The great Howie Mandel.
From Bobby's World.
Wants in on the chat.
And you think it's therefore entertaining because this is your definition for why it is our audience should be burdened by the amount of times you guys spend talking about the fact that you text each other while going to the bathroom.
Okay, let's do this.
It's not content. It's not good content.
Let's play box plus minus, right? In one box, I'm going to put on the ratings of America's Got Talent. In the other box,
Don't forget Deal or No Deal.
The Art of Conversation.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's a low blow. That's a low blow.
Well, you wanted to play here.
Brad and Amin are tracking it by number. Amin took his 229th shit of the year this morning.
You think that the art of conversation as a metaphor compares to your chatting while you're shitting. That's what you just said to me. As we continue to build the platform for you that makes you a Pulitzer winner.
No, I'm comparing your show, The Art of Conversation, to you, and then Howie Mandel to Deal or No Deal.
I
That's what I'm
always
doing.
got excited when the banker would call. And he was like,
I never
it was a
understood how
mystery.
that show worked.
It was a mystery. It was just like in the corner, like
shadow. It was just a silhouette.
Yeah, it was like Arnold Schwarzenegger in True Lies when he was like, "Take off your clothes."
Well, he didn't say it because he had the tape
he had the
recorder.
thing,
Yeah.
but then he had to rewind it, and it was just in the same exact inflection. Take off your clothes.
Did you know that him dropping the tape recorder, not planned?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man.
James
Jamie
Cameron
Lee, look,
said keep it.
I know we're allies and all that, but Jamie Lee Curtis looked good.
Today is the 211th day of the year, so Amin is slightly above one poop per day at 229.
Regular.
Vegas did some things to me.
Oh, excellent. Thank you for the elaboration. Appreciate that. Appreciate you guys continuing the argument on behalf of how it is this is good content while it's not good content.
Where would you say you are on the year, Dan?
I'm very regular.
I rode the elevator that Arnold went into with the horse, and there is a plaque that celebrates that fact. It was pretty random. It's like that time I went to Memphis, Tennessee, and there was a Subway shop that was featured in The Firm, the Tom Cruise early 90s vehicle, and it made that its entire identity. They were playing The Firm on TV, and they're like, yes, welcome. We are the sub shop from the 1990s film The Firm.
Completely inappropriate, but I thought Mike was going to say, it's like that time I went to Memphis, Tennessee, and I went to this motel, and they had this whole plaque commemorating.
I need to scrub this. Give me some sound that scrubs this the last 3 minutes, please.
Start of the day, start of the day. This is start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. This is start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. This is start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. This is start of the day.
Is there a plaque that says this is where we put Andrew Bogut on Tony Allen?
I ran into Tony Allen at Summer League, by the way.
What do you say?
Oh, man.
Pick up that name. And he immediately slid his feet under your ankles.
No, that's Zaza.
I know.
Come on, what are you doing there? He's a good defender.
I once went to the motel from Scarface.
The Grindfather.
Dan, I got two stats of the day for you. Do you want? One's a sports one. One is a semi-local connection one. Which one do you want?
I want the sports one.
Okay. So, in the history of the NBA, 67 players have reached $250 million in guaranteed career earnings. Just in the entirety of the history of the NBA, 67 players have reached guaranteed career earnings of $250 million. Only one of the 67 has a career average of less than 10 points per game. Can you name the player?
Okay, so this is a stat or is it a trivia question? Because this seems like a different game.
Well, that's the stat.
It's the stat. Yeah.
But
you know what? I got a lot of notes for you this segment. Not my favorite from you.
Is it Draymond?
Oh my God, he won!
Wow, you're good.
Thank you.
Draymond Green, $250 million in career earnings. Only one average less than 10 points a game.
And will go into the Hall of Fame as the most unique defender to have ever played the sport, correct? Either him or Rodman in terms of whatever it is. We don't know how we're measuring that, but he's able to guard people in a way that other human beings can't.
Them two, and also Ben Wallace.
That's the list for all time players, not shot blockers necessarily, but when we undervalue that side of the ball, and when Golden State looks at Draymond Green and says, you were the furnace that fed all our championships during 10 years. They gave him a one-year contract. Wildly polarizing figure, wildly interesting figure, a modern athlete who you could absolutely downsize by questioning his offensive game. But centerpiece superstar as a 10-point-a-game scorer for a team. We don't make many of those. Like Ben Wallace got to win one of those. Rodman became a cartoon character and got to be another one. But unique defender who gets to be celebrated for championship defense when he's not very good offensively, we do not turn those into stars very often.
It seems as though to be celebrated as a defender, your offensive game can only be so good. Because Kawhi, when healthy, is probably, in terms of perimeter defender, I mean, where do you rank him? Like, all-time great?
Yeah, no, Kawhi was incredible. Kawhi was...
But he's too good offensively to be in this conversation.
Right. He grew... It's funny because he started as primarily a defensive player, and then he grew into something much greater.
He's a two-way guy, right? Like, he's not the great defender. He's a two-way guy. We put Klay Thompson there. We put, like, other guys there. But
Yeah, but Kawhi,
too good offensively
Kawhi's
to be
defense
a
isn't
defensive
going
guy.
to ever be fully appreciated because he's too good offensively.
Yeah, but you even turn this conversation about defense and Draymond Green. This is as unique a personality and player as there's ever been. Like, I'm not even kidding you when I say to be a championship star when you're a defensive emotional furnace, you cannot control your temper. You're a giant personality. You've got a giant media career ahead of you, and you weren't much of a scorer, but you decided one finals when you kicked somebody in the nuts so that LeBron James could win, and then in that finals, you scored 32 points in a Game 7 because they knew to guard everybody the hell else. Draymond Green's career is going to be remembered for things said and not done when what he's done doesn't have a whole lot of precedent.
Oh, he's going to be remembered for the things that he did.
You mean the other stuff, not the basketball stuff. Like, you've never seen a basketball player like this. There's never been one like this.
So a couple other names that fit in this box, Dikembe Mutombo. You also have Bobby Jones, who played for the Sixers.
So is the box like amazing defenders who were not skilled offensive players?
Yeah. It's like, yes, elite defensive players who offensively were, I guess, average at best.
At best, because guys like Rodman was incompetent offensively.
I wouldn't even say that because early in his career in Detroit, he was a good offensive player. And then at some point, like Dan said, he became a cartoon character who didn't really care about it. Vinny Del Negro tells me this great story about like the first time they were practiced together in San Antonio. Vinny misses a shot. Rodman grabs a rebound. He's right under the rim. And he literally dribbles out 23 feet to hand it back to Vinny. And Vinny says, "Hey, Dennis, you're right under the rim. Just go back up with it." And he said, "I don't tell you how to do your job. Don't effing tell me how to do mine." And he's like, "You didn't have to tell me twice." And
Surprised San Antonio didn't work out.
So, but it's funny that
just a crazy person.
It's funny that Tony was like, well, Kawhi is kind of like Klay Thompson, like Paul George, these two-way guys, right? Kawhi is the only one of those two-way guys. Those guys are all great defensive players, but Kawhi is the only one I would say rises to the level of elite. Yeah. This guy might be the best defensive player in the league and also one of the best offensive players, but that's because I think for him, that was what he was supposed to be coming out of college. He was supposed to be like defensive guy with a decent offensive game. He can maybe get you some shots here and there. I'm trying to think. Jimmy Butler maybe a little bit, but I don't think he was ever that good defensively. Jimmy was never as good defensively as Kawhi was at his peak.
The reason, though, that I keep doing the precedent thing is we always undervalue defense. What a cartoonish personality Draymond Green had to be to become a superstar on sheer force of personality and defense. It really is making chicken salad out of chicken shit. We don't appreciate defense.
What happened to Chris?
Did he take a shit?
Is he doing the chat with the YouTube chat from the bathroom?
There's a shit emoji in the chat.
All right, well, no, just call him. Let's call
him.
Let's
I haven't talked to this guy in 15 years.
Just say it's Chris Cody.
This is
I want to hear. I want him to pick up the phone and go, Scott.
My dad confused you with the Marlins manager.
Chris Cody.
Do it on speaker right here.
Let's do the whole thing.
Hey, it's Chris Cody.
And we'll let him know he's on air.
Yes,
we're old friends.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Hey, this is Chris Cody. Call me back.
These are the dangers of doing some of these things live.
Hi, if you record your name and reason for calling, I'll see if this person is available.
Oh,
give him the reason. Give him a long
Chris
reason.
Cody calling about the Miami Marlins.
Scott's going to hear that and go, what?
Please stay on the line, so we'll see if we get through.
I would have liked the more
holding music.
He's going to be like, Chris Cody and the Marlins. How's Beth?
Just go right into the question.
Why? Hey, it's
okay.
Chris.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
I'm sorry, this person is not available.
Chris, hold on. Hang up, and now call back and make the explanation more detailed.
Okay.
All of it is bored Mike Ryan, so I'm going to try to lure him back with a baseball conversation that I think
a baseball conversation
will get him. Yes, I know. I get it. I know that this is why you drifted off into the sea over there.
Fall camp opens in 2 weeks.
But Joshua Kuroda Graver for the Oakland Athletics,
What do you say?
if they are still indeed, ouch is what he said, because he's got a ruptured testicle. He's on the injured list with a ruptured testicle. Tony, what did you just do?
I'm out on that. I don't like that. You wanted to draw us back in, so why don't I show a video of a guy's ball explode?
But it's because it's the worst injury in sports.
Yeah, but it's also like the third time I've seen one of these.
Okay.
I'm also being told. I'm being told that this guy got up, got a base hit with the ruptured testicle.
He's not wearing a cup.
This is a foul ball. You can still, dude. I mean, point blank range.
Guys don't wear cups.
Yeah.
Catchers wear cups.
You can still get an injury with a cup on, though. At point blank range like that? Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you said you've seen this
Microplastics
3 times, Mike, and the thing that I feel like I have to correct you on, because I'm going to say that it was the 90s when I learned of some sort of Seattle Mariner catcher who got a foul tip and got an injury that I'd never heard of before, which is a fractured testicle, okay? So that's when I learned of the fractured testicle. I've never before heard of the ruptured testicle. This is a new phrase for me. He's on the injured list now. I was not aware that that was a thing. Are all of you aware that ruptured testicle is a thing, that you could go to the doctor and you're going to get the diagnosis, you've ruptured your testicle?
Honestly, it's the opposite. I didn't know you could fracture a testicle, because ruptured makes way more sense given the consistency of said testicle.
I think I'm with you.
If I ever rupture my testicle, I'd prefer to be told that it's fractured.
All right, so let's put this on the poll. Worst injury, just put on the poll first. Is there a worse injury in sports than the ruptured testicle? And also put on the poll, worst injury, fractured testicle or ruptured testicle?
I've got the answer here for the differences between rupture and fracture of the testicle. The rupture is when the tunica albuginea,
I'm sure you said that right.
the tough fibrous outer covering of the testicle, tears.
Oblongata.
This causes internal testicular tissues, semifurus tubulus, to squeeze out of the scrotum.
At least you tried.
Or into the scrotum.
There's always a squeezing.
And then the fracture occurs when the testicular parenchyma, the internal functional tissue, breaks, but the tough outer covering remains completely intact. So the inside breaks, and then the other one, the outside, breaks, and then stuff goes into the scrotum.
I learned a lot there.
Yeah, I learned.
Tough words, but I'm not a science guy.
You put yourself out there. Yeah.
Thank you.
There's no shame in that. No one else was volunteering. Thank you, Tony.
I do not wish to shame him for the bravery of going into the breach to find the information.
This episode of the Dan Le Batard Show is presented by DraftKings Sports. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
So I told you guys that I ran into Rich Paul at the airport, and it wasn't a very long conversation. It was a little bit while ago, but he was again and again hitting the note of content is king, content is king. And now reports are coming out. LeBron James and ESPN are closing in on an agreement for a Last Dance type of documentary series that will chronicle, I imagine, what we just saw happen with LeBron James and what's coming up in the next couple of years of what is LeBron controlling his retirement story punctuation. Like, it's not going to be the Heat or the Lakers or the Cavs get to decide how he tells his story at the end. He's partnering with ESPN because he's got the media credentials to turn his last part of his career, instead of the way Bill Russell had to do it, where he had to be a player coach, and because he can't do it as a player owner, they won't allow it, he's going to do it as a player media member where he controls his own content company, because who's not going to watch a documentary about the last few years of LeBron when it's going to have this much drama, and you're going to have access to what has rapidly become the most interesting team in the sport just because he joined it.
Interesting to think how far he's come with that relationship, considering it was in 2010 how angry he was with ESPN after the decision aired and the way he was treated and the way he was portrayed. I mean, if I'm remembering correctly, I feel like the Heat games that were on ABC that year, he didn't do the on-court interviews with ABC, ESPN. And now we're in a spot where he's partnering with them.
I'm sorry. I'm sitting here in this room, and we were talking about how you become your parents as you get older. I saw Chris Cody become his father, like in the blink of an eye. Because when you mentioned LeBron's going to have this docuseries about his retirement, the end of his career, all Chris could say was, "Oh, what if we get him seeing my tweet and reacting to it in real time?"
He immediately made it about himself.
Absolutely.
What will The Last Dance reveal? Will I have a featured role in ruining everything that happened in Miami?
A friend of mine yesterday told me that Rich Paul referenced my tweet, which I never heard. I need to go back and listen to the podcast now.
Look,
apparently there was a reference.
You did great damage to our company, boy.
Dan Le Batard's good, by the way.
I sent Dan that one. I sent you that clip. I said, look.
They played on the show that clip, and you guys are interested in the drama and the theatrics of this because, to me, it's really interesting when Peyton Manning and Tom Brady want to get into the competitive game after games. LeBron's going to keep playing as long as he can keep having the power to make the thing end the way that he wants to end in the story he wants to tell. Like, he's not going to let go of the power of being able to make the thing that puts the punctuation on the end of his career. He's going to grab control of the end of his story, and he's going to partner with the greatest media giant in order to make it something that rivals whatever it is that Michael Jordan made.
Hopefully he can repurpose some of the footage that Chris Bosh was recording when they made their collective decision to come to Miami. I remember we asked Chris Bosh one time what happened with that footage, and he kind of was like, oh, it's sitting somewhere in storage. He didn't end up doing anything with it, but from an archival standpoint, to have that be an accent on the story that LeBron's trying to tell is a pretty cool one.
Can I make a request? And I know we here also do produce documentary, but
what was that word? What do we produce?
Documentaries.
Documentary.
Right? Can we not do documentaries about stuff that just happened? Like, I don't want him to retire and the next year we got a documentary on it. What made The Last Dance so great was that there was decades of us, just creating mythology about this guy. And then finally, let's see what it was really like. And you realize the mythology wasn't even close. Wasn't even close to where the actual kind of mythology actually was. And so I think LeBron has a mythological career. But we're not going to appreciate that documentary if it comes out the year after he's done playing or 2 years. We need time. We need oxygen. We need someone else to rise up and for us to say, I think he might be better than LeBron James. And people lose their mind. Let Wemby become the greatest player. Let Wemby be in that conversation for maybe he's the greatest player of all time. And then you drop it and it's like, oh, y'all must have forgot. Boom. And then you got the whole LeBron story. And I'm like, oh, my God, how could we have been so foolish?
The idea that Steph Curry and LeBron James over this 20-year run of battling for the top of the league and however it is that the story ends. How about this story from Anthony Slater, ESPN? This was the Warriors' third failed pursuit of LeBron in the past 3 years, the previous two attempted via trade, and their decision-making tree left with a similar sentiment from the previous two. Team sources said they believe part of James's hesitancy to ultimately join the Warriors is his history battling the franchise during the dynasty years and how the choice would be viewed from a legacy perspective. Quote, I believe there's more appeal to playing with Steph Curry on a different franchise rather than that franchise, one league source said.
LeBron very clearly valued how things would be viewed from a legacy standpoint when making this decision. He invoked it when giving voice to either him or Rich Paul as to why he didn't want to go back to Miami, because he felt like he had good memories there. And when you return with the expectation of the most recent memory of winning over there, that complicates things.
I really do like viewing some of all of this, though, through the lens of how LeBron's going to be competitive this last part of his career and going forward when, iShow Speed is building $11 million warehouse in Hialeah, because the content factory of LeBron James is At the beginning of my career, I'm going to take over all the power, and I'm going to give the power of this over to ESPN. We'll do a TV show. I'll take the blame for it. But at the end of my career, no, I'm going to tell my story with ESPN the way I wish to. And I really do believe that at this point in his legacy building, I do believe that what he wants here is the story of I bring the interest and the interesting with me. And I'm going to tell the story from inside. I think this is as much as being able to tell the story as being a part of the story.
I'd like to call timeout right here, Dan. He didn't allow ESPN to do whatever back in the day. That was actually the first time when he controlled the story and ESPN just had to broadcast it. So he's kind of doing the exact same thing. Like, he is creating the story and all ESPN gets to do is broadcast it. That's no different than what he did in 2010.
The point I guess I'm making over the 16 years of the all of it is this guy has partnered with the worldwide leader in sports to dominate the story in sports. And at the end, when Omaha and Peyton Manning is selling their shit to ESPN and Tom Brady is selling his shit to Fox.
Man, let's not call it shit. Yeah.
No, I don't mean.
No, then you're gonna be complaining.
No, I don't.
Dan Le Batard calls Omaha Productions shit. Mina Kimes is part of that
you
too.
Speak for yourself.
The precious Mina.
You speak for us.
I didn't mean it as slur. I didn't.
I love Kevin Clark's podcast.
Stuff. I didn't mean. They're things. I didn't mean. They're stuff. I did not mean that pejoratively. You got me though. Poor word choice. I'm gonna get aggregated. I don't believe Omaha is shit. Mina's great.
That could be aggregated too.
The selling, can you look up for me, please, what that deal was for, Omaha and ESPN? Because I don't know whether you guys find the business of this interesting, but I don't know what it costs for a LeBron doc that's in 8 parts on ESPN that everybody's going to watch however it is that it gets made. Do you find the business of that interesting, partnering to tell your story with Disney at the end when you're the most famous athlete we've had in America for 20 years?
I don't anymore because everyone's doing it.
Yeah, there have been so many bad ones. I'll see the trailer when it comes out and I'll be like, I'll have interest in this.
If it comes out like right after he's done playing, I'm not going to watch it. But if it's like years and years and I'm like, I miss LeBron, then I'll absolutely watch it.
Just give creative control to someone else. Do what Jordan did, which was they were recording this stuff, and then someone else pieced it together and told the story from there. But LeBron in the editing room and having editorial power, I don't want that.
I'm calling bullshit. Season's over. You're definitely watching it.
No.
It's not going to be on, and there's no basketball going on, and people are watching it and talk about it. You're like, nah, I got to wait a few years.
See, I had this conversation with someone the other day. I'm glad you brought this up. Where people are like, oh, man, don't you miss all sports? There's no sports on. Don't you miss? I'm like, no. I like watching 18 episodes of House of Dragons in a row just to refresh my memory for season 3. It is so refreshing to be in this part of the calendar where I don't have that constant gnawing fear of like, wait a second, there's a game on somewhere. I need to be watching this. What if someone asks me about this tomorrow? Oh, my gosh, what's happening? Let me check Hoops Hype, the latest news. Who signed? Who got traded? I hate it. I hate it. It's a prison of my own construction, Zaz, and I can't get out until that beautiful, sweet, sweet late July, August, early September hits, and then I don't have to give a fuck about what's going on in sports. I can just be the me that I want to be, watch movies and go to the pool and swim with my kids and have fun and go out and not have to worry about, wait a second, is someone, what's the score on that game? I don't have to do none of that shit. So I'm sorry. If LeBron's documentary comes out right after the season, right after Summer League, I'm be like, no, peace out. I'm just time for me to start boning up on The Agency or whatever other show I'm watching.
Man, we got to isolate that and just tell people that you had a cafecito before the segment because that was crazy.
I did, man. And I told him it's starting to hit. It really is.
I didn't get a cafecito.
All right, the entire staff has been afflicted by something that had a lot more strength than whatever Romo was on. And Amin yelling at me, some sort of inspirational shouting at the sky, I can be the me I want to be when basketball sets me free, singing a song to the skies about this job I love, this sport I love. It consumes me. I can't be the me I want to be most free when basketball, and I've got to keep up with the young kids on something happened in the Utah game in the third quarter that I need to pay attention to.
But then it really is like, I love the game and I love watching games and all that stuff, but it is so suffocating to feel like I have to know, because there's no chance I could walk in a room and say, oh, my God, isn't that crazy what happened to Brandon Ingram? And I'm like, what happened to Brandon Ingram? And I sound like an idiot, so I have to be out like I wake up.
To me, all that is you competing in the modern space for everyone is grabbing at content, and Rich Paul, LeBron's agent, is saying content is king. There are all sorts of people consumed at all times at the idea, what do you mean I can have a microphone and say things and people will pay attention to my opinion and it matters? Like, everyone on the internet's doing that. That's what social media is as far as I can tell. It's just everyone shouting into the microphone saying, hey, listen to my opinion. I have opinions.
Yes, but I think there's a level beyond opinion that is knowledge and information, right? And I think that's the part that really keeps me up at night, both figuratively and literally, is this idea that I have to be abreast of the situation and I have to have the information and the knowledge. And it's not even particularly because I'm going to tweet about it or because I'm going to speak into a microphone. It's just people I encounter who expect me to know, right?
Okay, but this is the burden of this addiction in general, is it not? That you always feel like you need to keep up? Like, isn't that the whole thing? Isn't that why we're all addicted to it? Like, that you can't fall behind, that if you miss a week, you're months behind.
It's the difference between this job and, I guess knowing what happened in House of Dragons, right? Like I was behind because I didn't start season 3 with everyone else. I had to go back and watch the first 2 seasons because I can't remember anything. And all the characters have the same damn name: Jaceres, Jaehaerys, Rhaenyra, Cadaeris. Like, they're all the same people. How am I supposed to keep them apart? So I have to go back and rewatch the whole thing over each episode because those recaps don't tell you enough. The recaps are just like, and then this happened. Like, no, there's a whole lot beneath that you didn't figure out. And so, by the way, we should open a bar. We should. Right? We could open a bar. It'd be the coolest bar ever. It'll be like a House of Dragons sports with a boat. But
I got a guy.
On a boat. On a boat where we're playing House of Dragons on some screens and sports on the other screens. But here's the thing. We tell everybody who comes in, you come into this boat bar boat, you don't get to tell people that when you get pulled over, you can't say you came here or you're
guys,
going.
Hold up.
You have to. This is what you got to do. And don't mention Charles Barkley. Don't mention Charles Barkley.
A tiki hut boat.
Tiki hut boat.
I've seen those.
A tiki hut boat.
Yeah,
we do it better though.
Yes, because we'll have the screens. We'll House of Dragons on one screen and sports on the other. And we also tell the people, give them a card. We give them a little card. On the card it says, hey, if you get pulled over leaving here, don't mention us. Don't mention us. Don't mention Charles Barkley. Don't mention Greg Cody either, or his garage.
Or the chalet.
ESPN and Peyton Manning's Omaha Productions share a historic 9-year content agreement running through 2034, valued at $60 million annually, $540 million total.
Let me hold $1.
I find it fascinating that these guys are competing for that money. I do think the Cafecito should be illegal. I think it's something that.
What do you know?
Well,
he's a cop.
I'm just saying that. I'm not saying in all circumstances. Okay,
You just said illegal.
No. What? But I'm going to.
Did you not?
Yeah,
I just made a top 5.
I did. I'll get to your top 5 in a second.
Now it's top 10.
The cafecito that Amin had that has him spiraling out and spinning out right now is the work of an amateur. And Mike was next to Amin, and he was grinding his teeth the entire time because I think all of you have had too much cafecito this morning. And all of you are everyone here is high while making fun of Tony Romo. That's what just happened. And everyone here is some form of medicated on cafecito. And so I think it should be governed a little better, Tony, in the morning hours if you work in media.
Yeah, but you need it, right? Like we all talk about, we got sleepy the other day.
Yep.
This is when you need it right here, so you could be at max propulsion when the show is happening. Imagine being at half propulsion, half mast, then you got to be at full mast.
I just don't understand why that side of the show got cafecito and we did not.
I talk enough. You don't want to speed me up any more than I've already been sped up.
Top 5 opening credits with the use of music in cinematic history. Number 5. Quentin Tarantino, I think, was a master of this. Yeah. So I'm going George Baker, Little Green Bag from Reservoir Dogs. Number 4.
Hold on. What is the inspiration for this?
You'll get to, when I get to number 1 because I want to honor a great French producer. Number 4, Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. Yeah. Saturday Night Fever, opening credits.
Did you just say to me, I will ignore your questions till the end because I want to honor
you do that
a
all the time.
great
Number
French,
3.
A French director?
Number 3.
Producer.
Rosie Perez dancing and Do the Right Thing to Public Enemy's Fight the Power. Number 2. I mean, it takes you back to the first time you saw the film after that incredible opening scene. Title card comes out to Dick Dale's Miserlou in Pulp Fiction. Tarantino's a master of it. And number 1, one of the coolest goddamn movies ever, and the soundtrack is a huge reason why. You knew right away that you were watching something different, where the music was a character in the film. I'm talking about Drive, not Taxi, with Queen Latifah. Drive, Kavinsky, who was found dead in his home yesterday, 50-year-old French dance producer, with an all-time classic song, Night Call, that a lot of people discovered via that film.
Dan had a French producer?
Rest in peace, Kavinsky. That song is an all-time banger. It is a vibe. Right away, you realize that Ryan Gosling's about to have his signature performance in one of the coolest performances ever in the history of cinema.
I just realized that Mike wished to eulogize Kavinsky with the highest honor he can give, which is one of his top 5 lists falling out of the sky, to eulogize a French director while we were busy talking about
Producer. Not he was the producer behind the song Night Call. Do you know about that Night Call? The coin goes in and you're off.
The questions that I wanted to put in front of you based on what it is that Mike was just doing there. Do you very often get moved by music? Do you remember when he offers up, movie is starting, music is starting, and this has met me, and I am now discovering immediately a song that I will associate with this movie and that makes me happy. I don't do movies very often that way where I could come up with my own top 5 list.
I can't necessarily do it with movies, songs at the start of the movie. I mean, I certainly remember Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction because those are 2 of my favorite movies. But normally, I could recognize a movie from the song at some point in the movie, not necessarily the very start.
But Mike's a music lover. I mean, you're a movie lover. Do you associate very many movies with music off the top?
Yeah, Mike mentioned Tarantino movies. I think about the movie Jackie Brown. What an incredible soundtrack. Definitely a very old school inspired soundtrack. Kill Bill, soundtrack produced by the RZA. Every Tarantino movie is very musically driven. Also, the brothers that did Dead Presidents and did Menace to Society? The Hughes brothers. Theirs also have a lot of musical influences within the movie that kind of transport you there. I think a lot of the great directors find a way to take popular music and kind of weave it into the fabric of your filmmaking, especially if you're doing a period piece, because nothing sends you back in time like that music.
It's a cheat code. Contemporary music makes it something that is of a time. You capture zeitgeist. What Quentin Tarantino does is he taps into nostalgia too, but to define an era the way that Do the Right Thing did for many, to tap a contemporary artist for things like that to me is a lot harder. The way that Staying Alive was used in Saturday Night Fever and the way that Kavinsky's Night Call was used in Drive.
You know, when you said Staying Alive in Saturday Night Fever, opening credits, right? You know what the interesting thing about that is that the sequel to Saturday Night Fever was Staying Alive, and they played it on the outro credits.
And he bumps into
Stallone walking down the street.
Who was?
The director.
And whose brother did the title song?
The Frankster.
Far From Over.
You're putting that number 1, Mike, at least in part because you're appreciating the degree of difficulty of movies, car chases. This is the most difficult thing to pull off better than the others. And if it's got the right music behind it, you've now introduced me to a movie.
So Drive was going for cool. And you can kind of piece that together from the trailer. And you're like, is this going to be a try-hard thing? Is everyone just going to try to do their facsimile of James Dean, who came so effortless too? And the music is such a huge that's right, sausages ties everything together. But it is, I don't know, Drive is one of my favorite movies ever, and it's in large part due to how effectively the music is used.
Okay, driving movie with music effectively used? Drive or Baby Driver?
Baby Driver was just all right. Can I have a conversation with you? Baby Driver was so high on its own supply, and I like Edgar Wright. But the thing that made Drive so much better than Baby Driver was like Baby Driver was trying to shoot for how cool Drive was. And the entire thing was just so where Drive was effortless, there was so much effort put into Baby Driver. I didn't like it because it was trying too hard to be cool.
You didn't like Baby Driver?
I didn't like it because it was trying too hard. Whereas Drive was just like, man, everybody in this film is naturally cool and the music is just hitting.
Hey, let's normalize effort. This effortless thing, it's the worst thing that happened in America. Everyone's like, oh, it's supposed to be effortless. No, effort is good. Trying is good. Working hard is good. That's how we built this great country.
No, but all right, so speaking on this show, like we were built because it felt very fly by the seat of the pants. To many, it seemed effortless when a lot of effort. I always told people, how do you prepare for a show that goes anywhere? You got to be prepared for anything.
Chris Cody hasn't talked in about an hour because he ate wet sausages.
3.5 of them. Links, not patties.
You got to work hard and be prepared for anything, and he has wet sausages, and we've lost it. We lost a soldier in the middle of these 3 hours, taken out, and you didn't even notice because the other one's got too much cafecito in his bayonet.
My argument when it comes to art is a lot of the best stuff makes you feel like someone didn't pour their heart into the project because it comes off so natural and effortless when there is a very high degree of difficulty for it. I'm just speaking from my own personal art.
You ever watch Inception? There's no way you can watch that and say they didn't put any effort into it. Oh, this is effortless. It's so elaborate, it made me think to myself, holy shit, man. I thought that I could be capable of being a storyteller until I saw Inception. I'm like, there's no chance.
But this is a good conversation to have. To me, like this one, if I ask you, go to the top of list on whatever endeavor you choose. Person who made it look the easiest. I wonder how many guesses I'd have to get before I find someone who actually would tell you, yeah, it was easy. It was actually easy. Like, I believe that everything that looks easy, everything that's successful that looks easy is because the people cared about it so much that they made it look that way. But the degree of difficulty would be really hard on all this stuff. Like, I don't know what it made, how it is that Caitlin Clark became that good at basketball, or Mike Trout, or anybody you want to choose who's great. But I don't think any of them would tell you it was easy, even if they make it look easy. Do you like who would be at the top of the list if I say, give me someone anywhere in the arts who you're convinced they made a difficult thing look easy because it was just effortless for them?
I feel like you could say that about guys who are great at guitar. I feel like I look at some of those dudes like he knows how to play. It's easy for him.
I doubt that. I doubt that.
I look at Jimmy Page. I'm like, this was easy for him.
So Prince gave that off.
Yeah.
You guys think that like there's always some holy person who reaches into a crib and gives someone talent, or they care so much about it that they sculpt it?
There's two different ways to do this. Christopher Nolan, I think, is supremely cool. Sir Christopher Nolan, I think he's supremely cool. But
Game of Thrones?
But there's a ton of effort that goes into it, and I think he's cool because the art speaks for himself. You mentioned guitar players. Jack White goes out of his way to prove to you how difficult it is, the things that he does. He even famously puts a piano further away, so you have to actually see the effort that goes into him playing. I think that there's two ways to do it. Both are cool.
It reminds me of that scene in Good Will Hunting, right? Where Matt Damon is scolding the professor. He's like, do you know how easy this shit is for me? Like, it's embarrassing watching you.
But I think we do this all the time, specifically in sports, where someone makes it look easy and we think that they're more athletic than everybody else. And it's like, no, you don't have any earthly idea how much time that wide receiver spent running those 7 yards that way so that it can't be covered. Like, the sculpting of that is such an absurdity that it's not just a holy person reaches into your crib and makes you talented. Like, I don't think that's anywhere. I don't think that you'll find that just about anywhere in the arts.
John Jones makes things look really, really easy. Yeah. And I don't know how much he's training, a lot, obviously, but like,
yeah, but you have someone working against you at the same, like,
that makes it harder, though.
Easy.
That makes it harder.
I know, right. It's definitely not easy.
So the person, I know this is an incorrect answer, but the person I would think of is Magic Johnson. Not because I don't think he worked hard on his game or anything like that, but because when he tries to explain basketball to people, it's always the most straightforward thing. And I always, in my mind, the headcanon I created was that if everything was as simple as tying your shoelaces, like, would you be able to ever discern what is the difficult concept from an easy concept for people to understand? So that's why he says everything. So, yeah, LeBron James going to the Philadelphia 76ers gives them a great chance at success. Yeah, we all knew that, Magic. But in Magic's mind, is like, if I broke down every single basketball impact of it, would you guys even get it? You probably wouldn't. So let me dumb it down. Let me talk at your dumbass level. He's so much smarter than us that this is the only way he's trying to communicate with us. It's like, when people talk to kids and they use this voice, do you want an ice cream? Uh-huh. That's what he's doing when he explains basketball to us.
So let me ask you guys believe that there is anyone in entertainment or otherwise, athletics, anywhere, I put them in this chair and I say, you made it look easy. Was it easy? Do you think anyone is saying all of the hard things and only the hard things? Or you think someone's saying, yeah, it's totally easy. It's a gift I have, and I don't even have to care about it that much. I'm just better than all the other people in the world who are competing against me for money on this thing. I just do it better because as an embryo, I was struck by God and some light.
Barry Bonds.
I mean, I think there are definitely people who sit in that chair and it is easy for them. I'm definitely not one of them. I think there's I think there are sports talk show hosts. I think there are even, news talk show hosts that they sit in that chair and it is
But easy. I'm not doing news. I'm just saying anyone in arts, anyone sits in this chair and you think they make it look easy. Make it anyone. Jack White. Do you think that he would say, no, I spent 18 hours a day for 20 years playing the guitar? Like, no, I didn't come out. I don't have an ear for music that's better than everyone else's ear for music. I care deeply, and it was hard work. Or you really just think he picked up a guitar one day, and it's like the devil or God gave him a power, and he beat the devil with his fiddling.
I think
Charlie Daniels.
I mean, I definitely think Jimi Hendrix was like that. Yes. I think there were times where Jimi Hendrix was picking up a guitar. It's like, this shit is easy. Watch what I'm about to do.
Top 5 effortlessly cool performances in cinematic history. OLI. Harrison Ford as Han Solo. Number 5. Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah.
He was great as Indiana
Jones.
So great. Love Indiana
Number
Jones.
4, I'm an Ally. Sigourney Weaver as Ellen Ripley in Alien.
Until she played basketball, then she didn't look cool.
Yeah, but, they beat it into the ground. Well, Harrison Ford didn't look super cool going for the Crystal Skull.
He was 100 years old when that
That
happened.
was old. Come on.
I mean,
talk
Sigourney Weaver
about
was older.
Raiders.
Number 3, I'm beginning to realize that this is a list of dudes that I kind of wanted to bang. Ryan Gosling, Crazy Stupid Love.
Was that the one with Steve Carell?
Yeah, but
No.
Ryan Gosling was so
That's
cool
a
in that.
great movie.
He was a douche in that movie.
Yeah, well,
It's not
Great
that,
movie.
It's not
Douche, I
that
wanna know.
great.
It's
It's
a
not that
great
great. That's
movie.
a bridge too far.
Number 2, Ryan Gosling in Drive. I'm pretty sure I just want to bang Ryan Gosling. And number 1, Brad Pitt as Tyler Durden in Fight Club.
No Carl Weathers anywhere on your list.
Or Billy D. Williams.
Huh.
You can make your own list.
Oh, okay.
No Denzel.
You want
in Training Day?
You want to segregate the list, huh?
Whoa.
Keep separate but equal lists? Is that what you want?
I had a woman on my
Timothy
list.
Crow?
You wouldn't
white
have had a
woman.
woman on your list. I know that. You wouldn't have thought to put Ripley on your list. Make your own list.
I would put
Please.
Denzel.
I know that Dan's gonna have like the dude from like All the President's Men.
Robert Redford?
To Zaz's point on Jimi Hendrix, he self-taught by ear. He never took formal lessons and learned to read music.
That's someone who, it's just, they know how to play.
Jimothy Crow.
That was his government name.
Jimothy Crow.
He went by Jim for a reason.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Did he
Like
go?
Charles Zink.
Did he go by Jim for a reason? We didn't do enough with Skipper Chuck yesterday. Chuck Zink. You can't make Chuck Zink Charles Zink.
And why not?
Mike, you missed a good one yesterday. Skipper Chuck, I think, is before even your time in South Florida.
I saw the poll questions and I had a smile on my face. Who's number 1 on your list? Mark Ruffalo in Spotlight?
Effortlessly cool. Ruffalo actually lost me forever when he said of the recent thing he did on TV series where he had like a potbelly. He's like, I went into this, a movie star, and I come out as somebody who's like a bit frumpy. And I'm like, I didn't think of Ruffalo as a big movie star. I thought.
Ouch!
What are you doing?
Whoa!
That hurts. That hurts.
Base,
Yeah.
dude.
If we're
Task
keeping,
was good. I like Task.
hold on. If we're keeping track at home, Tony Romo's been taken out, Howie Mandel, and now Mark Ruffalo. All three by Dan Le Batard.
You're the Philly guy
I'm
calling
sorry.
Dan Le Batard fat.
You know what? My bad. My total bad on that. It was leading man, what it is that he said, and that's what I was thinking to myself. Oh, I don't think of you as a classical leading man. My bad. I misspoke.
He is a great number 2.
He was cool in Collateral when he had the slick back hair.
I liked him in 13 going on 30.
Was that slick back or pushback?
Who's slick back?
Shutter Island.
If you're Hulk, I guess you're a movie star, so forgive me. And I guess you're probably a leading man as well. But I really sort of felt like Ruffalo was right on the line on whether he is a leading man or isn't a leading man, and he's not the one who can say he is.
It's like Whitty's take with Giannis. He's like the best number 2.
But that's for us to argue about. But when the leading man says he's a leading man, he's got to be Denzel. He's got to be Brad Pitt.
He's got to be a leading man.
He's got to be someone we'd all agree. And I'm not saying Ruffalo's not, actually. I just think he's like he's right on the line.
He's the only Avenger who doesn't have a solo movie.
Well, that's not because of him. That's because of some contractual things, because they don't own the rights to the Incredible Hulk as a standalone character, so they got to do all these other spin-offs and things.
Nerd!
You guys don't think that Ruffalo, like, who else would you put, like, right on that line?
If you got to ask about the line, you know they're not number
Should
one.
I put Johnny Depp in Crybaby?
Because I'm not saying he's not a good actor. I'm not saying that he can't carry a movie either. And I'm not saying I don't know that he's been in good movies. But when he says of Task, I went in as the leading man, and he's playing a frumpy character, somebody who drinks a lot, and like he's playing somebody who's not a leading man.
Steve Buscemi.
Buscemi or Buscemi?
Oh, but he was the leading man in Boardwalk.
It was great as Nucky Thompson.
Yeah, but that's a TV show. That's like Ruffalo's the leading man in Task, HBO TV show. He's on that line. He's on that line.
Well, if we're being accurate about this, though, leading man has to be movie star handsome, correct?
Ouch. So now, hold on. The list now includes Steve Buscemi, along with Tony Romo.
And I'm
Mark
doing
Ruffalo.
I'm doing it to Ruffalo, too, though. And it's not to make fun of Ruffalo's appearance. Is it leading man appearance? Yes or no?
Wesley Snipes in Blade. Oh, yeah. He was super cool. And there was that one scene where he just refused to open his eyes, so they had to CGI them in post. That's my favorite piece of trivia. They were filming the scene and they were telling him open his eyes. He's like, no. And so they just had to do it in post.
This is from Blade Trinity, by the way, which we did review on Cinephobe. Juju Gotti was the guest on that show.
How was that episode? That would be amazing.
It was an amazing episode.
You know, you mentioned Blade Trinity, a person that is kind of cool, but you can see the effort that goes into it and can't pull off effortless the way that Ryan Gosling can. Ryan Reynolds. That's taking effort. It takes effort.
The thing that you say, though, that ties this back to me to what little I saw of the Romo video is the reason that you can convict Romo of that is because he wasn't quite as sharply charming as he usually is. He was like a step slow on the televised charm, the Jason Garrett stuff that Tony likes. Like, I can look, give me a second. I'll wind this up and I'll be the Tony Romo you're expecting in a second. I just got to get some of these liquor cobwebs out of my drunk hair.
It's hard to pull off drunk and cool, but Ryan Gosling did exactly that in The Nice Guys.
So you're saying him being drunk took away from his cool?
It slowed it down.
Wow.
What I'm saying is it slowed down his usual charm. He thought he was being charming and was about to.
Most electric man on TV.
It makes me laugh.
He's getting more. He's getting more run, Dan.
The video team does nothing funnier than that. Than surprise me with the gleaming twinkle in the teeth of Jason Garrett as he turns to the camera.
That's television.
And it's just maximum 8-8 at a time when we only played 16 games. Like, I'm just 8-8, and here I am in a suit. Give me all the good jobs.
You saw Gosling's going to be Ghost Rider?
Yeah, I saw that, man.
Do you think he can manage making a demon who has a flaming skull who rides a motorbike while wearing a leather jacket cool?
Nick Cage did. Yeah, I did. Twice. Both of which were reviewed on Cinephobe.
Yeah. There's a clue.
Whenever I would watch Nucky Thompson and Boardwalk Empire, it made me want to have a decanter with whiskey in it. So anytime I have a decision to make, just pour myself a glass, think it over while I sip it.
A clue.
Put it on the poll, please. Did Nucky make you want to have a decanter at Le Batard Show?
Nucky lived at the Ritz-Carlton, Dan. Can you imagine that? That was during Prohibition.
Yeah.
So did Kawhi Leonard.
A clue.
It's a good cavernous cage. Like he's in there. He's in there somewhere. Pull him out.
Coming up this Friday on Mystery Crate. Check it out wherever you get your podcast, wherever you watch things, YouTube. We are literally everywhere. And this week, we are talking about what we were like in high school. Did we get in fights? Were we good students? Did we cause chaos? Tony calls his brother. I call my wife. It is a chaotic episode, but a lot of fun.
It's a classic nostalgic Mystery Crate where it's like a Back to the Future. We go to the past and we go to the future to figure out how we're becoming like our parents.
You will never believe how many fights Roy got into when he was growing up.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
Thank you.
Fight on a Mystery Crate.
Yeah.
Mystery Crate. Everywhere.
Everywhere. Literally not everywhere, but most places.
Accused serial sex pest and Florida Republican State Representative Fabian Basabe was just found liable by a jury for sexually harassing, battering, and defaming his male former legislative aide and intern, and he's running for a third consecutive term. Plus, there's a Neanderthal in City Hall talking all that ooga booga because Miami is back. Because you're stealing other people's phrases. You're like you're like Carlos Mencia.
Oh my God.
That's what just happened. You're like a comedian who is stealing other people's stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. That's my bit.
So you claim
that's my gimmick.
What, that one?
Well, 2 so far. I can't wait to hear the other 17.
What else do you say?
Well, I'm sure.
What else do you know?
Show everybody your list. I'm sure you're going to find out a few more.
Okay, I didn't know you were associated with what he say.
This is shocking. Everything that's happening here is shocking. It seems like Chris Cote is secretly enjoying this. He is laughing. He doesn't laugh this way.
I'm sure you're involved somehow too, by the way. You're not an innocent bystander.
Pretty heavy line from Zaz.
Yeah, seriously.
From me?
Yeah, you're jealous. It's his catchphrase.
Right.
Countdown.
You're right. I am jealous. I'm jealous that my phrase is being stolen by someone.
It's not yours.
And using it on their podcast, which we know that has become a thing on his podcast for people to listen to get more viewers, to get more listeners. Yes, I am jealous that my stuff is being taken and is essentially you're reaping financial rewards.
You basically feel the way musicians feel about Spotify.
Yeah, you're Napster.
Napster. That's
right.
an old phrase. Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
You're Napster.
Right in your face. Right in your face.
What'd he say?
Singing this. Oh, my God.
They're not even similar the way I say it and the way he says it.
You're Napster. I'm Metallica. We're going to see how this ends.
Okay.
You might go to prison.
Okay. What'd he say?
He was looking, and the security was like, no, go back. And he's like,
That's
no,
love.
no, where is she?
That's love right there.
She's got to know also to come down the stairs. What are you doing?
I'm the one who's doing this.
Your second topic, Zaz. Do you have another World Cuck topic?
Well, I'll tell you what. All right, I don't know why you're saying it like that. But anyway, I have other things that I want to talk about. You know what? You can't take this away from me. I don't know if you saw this past Monday night.
CM Punk returns to WWE. After months away and all sorts of rumor and innuendo, he's not on the right side with TKO, comes back in his hometown of Chicago and beats Sami Zayn, whose title reign lasts about a week. Much fanfare in Chicago.
CM Punk related to Daft Punk at all?
No, not at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but CM
Daft Punk's good, though.
Not unlike Messi, later in his career, finding top form, his body looking incredible. You know what this might set up? Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk at SummerSlam.
Greg Cody Rhodes.
I'm going to SummerSlam. I want to talk about this.
Well done, Jeremy.
Your third topic, Zaslow, of this World Cuck update.
You know what? Actually, I'll allow you to call it that here because there's a movie that just came out that I want to watch. It's by our pal Billy Corbin. It's called God
That's
forbid.
not just coming out. It's
5
the
years
most
ago.
popular documentary in the history of Hulu.
Just came out.
No, I mean,
Dan,
it was
you saw the
several
movie.
years
What did
ago.
you think?
It was excellent.
Why don't you have a turn here?
It went.
You got a pre-screening?
It went deeper into religious power and cuckery than I've ever seen a documentary. I didn't get an advanced screening.
How cliche, a pool boy.
This movie, yes, and distinctly Cuban pool boy. Like, just not actually a pool man, a very pool boy. A Cuban kid who's not fully grown up, who was having sex with the wife of Jerry Falwell's sons,
Spoiler
the
alert.
president of Liberty University, his wife, and he liked to watch it in a corner of the room while he was wearing very little clothing.
This is why it's called World Cup.
All right, get back in this seat here. Get back in the seat here that is a prominently featured seat. That concludes our first ever World Cuck update. Zaz, what was your reaction to seeing Dave Hyde say that he had been laid off by the Sun Sentinel?
I guess not surprised, but didn't like it. I think Dave Hyde's fantastic. He'd been really good to me over the years, and yeah, I guess it's disappointing, but not surprising, right?
Am I led to think that Greg Cody's secretly happy about Dave Hyde being laid off?
I reject the implication of my inner voice. And I was surprised, if we're being honest. Would not have been surprised had he just said, I'm retiring. Very surprised that the Sun Sentinel had the audacity to lay him off. That to me was surprising.
Is it true, Greg? There's a rumor going around. I don't know all the context, but there's a rumor going around that when someone arrived here this morning, they saw you in this room by yourself on the phone, and you said, "We won."
I cannot confirm that. No, I cannot confirm that at all. I've got, I have nothing to do with that. So,
we had plenty to do with it.
What's going on here?
The last cowboy standing.
All right. Yeah, I am the last cowboy standing, although I'm sitting right now.
Cuddled up next to our wife.
I should be on a horse.
Gave her a nice spoon from the back. Said, honey, we won.
All right. Inner voice, you're fired. I want a new inner voice.
What am I, Dave Hyde?
Oh, God.
What a great day.
All right. This is going off the rails. I have nothing but respect for
Sun
Dave Hyde.
Sentinel, for having the courage.
Courage?
Yes, the courage to do the right thing. Honestly, it should have been done years ago. We could have called this race long ago. I'm the man. Did what needed to be done.
Okay. Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Zaz, what was your reaction to seeing Dave Hyde say that he had been laid off by the Sun Sentinel?
I guess not surprised, but didn't like it. I think Dave Hyde's fantastic. He'd been really good to me over the years, and yeah, I guess it's disappointing, but not surprising, right?
Am I led to think that Greg Cody's secretly happy about Dave Hyde being laid off?
I reject the implication of my inner voice. And I was surprised.
Trista and Juju will be around here together to talk about WNBA things that me and Zaslow weren't able to get to because there have been an assortment of things around here that we haven't been able to get to. Zaz is arguing with his wife. He has put his foot down. He is simply refusing to go to something she wants to go to. And Amin also has a theme song update from yesterday, and I don't know whether we're going to have time to get to these things.
I also have an answer to Mike's top 5 about easiest cool people.
No, and Mike also knows who it was that James Johnson beat up on the Heat as well. It's a happen to know, but we haven't had time to get to any of these things. And now I've got Tisha Thompson, who's doing real journalism out here. She's chasing down the story that for a brief flash, we're like, hey, Shohei Ohtani, was he cheating? Was that what happened? No, interpreter took everything. Okay, Shohei's fine. All right. Greatest scandal in the history of sports. No, nothing here. Okay, never mind. So she's been doing real journalism about this. She broke the initial story back in 2024, and now the betrayal of Shohei Ohtani is a 6-episode series. Thank you, Tisha, for joining us. How shadowy is all of this stuff? Like, what's real, what's true, and what's not?
Well, it took 6 episodes to tell the story, so I think that tells you there's a whole lot of information that we had to sort through to try to even get to the first article that we wrote in March of 2024 to help folks remember what was going on. I received a tip before the big news went out that Shohei Ohtani had signed a record-setting deal, $700 million, 10 years with the Los Angeles Dodgers. That whole time that everybody was talking about this big deal and, oh my gosh, so much money and he's going to be a Dodger, I was behind the scenes trying to figure out if this tip I'd been told was true, which was Shohei Ohtani's bank account was sending $500,000 wires to an illegal bookmaking operation. And I know everyone who watches your show is an expert on sports, but just for the folks who may not remember, not only is it against MLB rules to bet on baseball, it's also against the rules to use a bookie, an illegal bookmaker. So if you're a player with MLB, you cannot do that. So we were trying to figure out, well, what the heck was going on? We knew it was connected to an illegal bookie. Well, who is that illegal bookie? We had to figure out who that was. There was a federal investigation that was under seal. And then just as I think I'm starting to figure it out, because I've actually seen the wires that have Shohei Ohtani's name on them, his bank account on them, I get tipped off again. It might be Ippei. Ippei might be the one laying the bets. And of course, Ippei Mizahara was Shohei Ohtani's interpreter. But as our podcast, The Betrayal of Shohei Ohtani, charts out, it was so much more complicated than that. This was not the normal baseball player interpreter relationship.
Okay, but walk us through so much of this here, because the cultural transition is a difficult one. He's got to concentrate on baseball, and these amounts of money are a little bit crazy. From Dan Wetzel's column today about Ohtani, at the peak of Mitsuhara's crimes against Ohtani, he placed an average of 26 sports bets per day with a bookmaker, 19,000 in total. He won $142 million, but lost $183 million, a negative balance of $40.7 million. To try to pay it back, he ripped at least $16 million using access to one of Ohtani's bank accounts, and even going as far as impersonating the baseball grade and security calls to authorize $500,000 wire transfers. And why did he talk to you?
Well, so in January of 2024, I see the wires. I see some of the wires. And I have gotten really good sourcing. But, you know, there's some confusion. Is it Ippei? Is it Shohei? Who's doing what? And by March of 2024, we think we've got enough information to go to Shohei Ohtani's agent and say, we want an explanation for why Shohei Ohtani's bank account is sending all this money to an illegal bookmaker. And Ohtani's agent, through a crisis spokesperson who was hired to essentially deal with this, it confirms, yes, the money is being sent from Shohei Ohtani's bank account, but he's doing it for someone that's close to him. And I say, well, I want to talk to Shohei Ohtani. I want to know what happened. And they say, maybe, but we can give you this other person. And I had heard, and I say to them, I've heard it's Ippei. And they say you have really good sources. So that's always a nice thing to hear when you're an investigative reporter. And they say, we'll put Ippei on the phone with you to explain what happened. So, they're dealing with a big scandal here. They have, MLB's golden boy. They're this phenom who's never had a whisper of scandal attached to him. And they're confirming that his bank account has sent money to an illegal bookmaker. And they're giving me Ippei to explain what went down. So Ippei and I do what ultimately ends up being a 90-minute phone call. He is in Seoul, South Korea, getting ready for the Dodgers opening game against the Padres in what was the opening game of that season for the regular season. And I'm on the East Coast where I live. And for me, it's 10 o'clock at night. For him, it's the morning of that game. I went into this interview thinking, well, maybe he'll give me a statement, maybe he'll give me some canned comments. And he had a reputation, the ESPN guys that I work with who cover the Angels and the Dodgers had said, be prepared. He doesn't say much. He doesn't talk much. And when he does, it's very short sentences. And that's how it starts out. It's short, it's quick. And then he gets talking and he talks and he talks. And what he says, of course, is what the U.S. attorney the assistant U.S. attorney who prosecuted the case said, what he says in that interview, which you can hear in episode 2 of the podcast, creates an international incident. It creates a scandal because what he says in that interview is Shohei Ohtani helped me pay off these debts to an illegal bookmaker. I'm the one who laid the bets, but I got into this hole. I got into millions and millions of dollars in debt. And I went to him and I asked him, would he help me out? And so not only did he help him out, but Ippei tells me Shohei helped, literally sent the money himself with Ippei's assistance to the illegal bookmaker. So that's a big deal. 16 hours later, right as we are about to hit publish on this story, I get a call and the crisis spokesperson says, wait. Ippei lied. He didn't just lie, he lied to all of us. And Shohei only right now has found out that this story is happening and also that money is missing from his account. So I call Ippei and I say, Ippei, did you lie to me? And he says, yes. And I say, did you lie to Shohei? And he says, yes. And I ask him a whole series of questions and he almost recants everything, not everything. And that's a really important detail, but he recants almost all of it and says, no, I'm the one who was betting and Shohei knew nothing about it. And well, how'd you get the money? And we spend a lot of the podcast really getting into the details. We talked to the federal investigators, first interviews they've ever done in a 2-decade career about what they had to do to try to figure out what was really going on between these two men, because I was being told 2 completely different stories.
And I still don't know what the truth is. Do you?
I know what the feds say. So the Fed in episode 5 and episode 6, we spend a lot of time going really into the weeds about the relationship between these two men from the perspective of the feds. And there is a IRS agent who went through 40,000 text messages between Ippei and Shohei. Can you imagine someone reading 40,000 of your text messages? So 40,000 text messages between these two men. They're all in Japanese. They all had to be translated. And then they matched up text messages with evidence that they had seized from Ippei's car. They had seized from the Dodgers clubhouse, from the bookie, his house, and his phone. So they were matching bank records with text messages, and we lay it all out. And I think it's I think it's fascinating what they had to go through. And they say that there is no evidence that Shohei Ohtani knew anything about the betting.
Tisha, walk me through this, because if I was trying to tell this story from, and I'm not saying that you should be, but if I was trying to find the story that exonerates Shohei in every way, the way I would try to tell that story is by examining the cultural difficulties in trying to get acclimated over here while also playing baseball. And I would turn my translator into a magician who's running every facet of my life. And I would turn the baseball star into a giant infant who doesn't know how to do anything except play baseball for himself. That's how I would frame this story if I were Shohei Ohtani's people. Did it happen? Like, do you believe that there's any sort of cultural transition issue where the translator runs a good much of your life, and it might be plausible that $500,000 could somehow move because he's running the entirety of your life?
Well, as you can imagine, I had all kinds of questions about the relationship between these two men and the relationship Shohei Ohtani had with his agent and his financial team. How does someone not notice, whether it's Shohei Ohtani or his financial team who's in charge of taking care of his financial health? Because when you're making $125 million in endorsements a year, plus you're making 5 and then 30 and then, oodles and oodles of millions of dollars to play for a baseball team. And then there's all your other business that you have when you have that kind of money. You have a big group of people who take care of your money. And that was something I really wanted to get to the bottom of, is not just how did Shohei Ohtani not know that this money wasn't in his bank account, but how did all these other people miss it? And as a result, we spend a lot of time looking and answering the question of who is Ipe? And Dan, it's fascinating. Here was a man who everybody knew. And when I say everybody, I'm talking about fans, the media, the players, anyone who wanted to talk to Shohei or get near Shohei, including his agent and his financial team, had to go through Ipe. So Ipe wasn't just an interpreter, he was a gatekeeper. The only way you could get access and the only way you could communicate with Shohei was essentially through Ipe, especially in those early years. And that was a revelation that, yes, he's his interpreter, but it's very clear. We interview people who have worked in this business, people who have had Ipe be their interpreter who are not Shohei Ohtani, other baseball players, interpreters who have interpreted for Japanese baseball players, both in Japan and the United States. And it's very clear that this was an unusual relationship.
It was unusual. It's not a supersized concierge type of relationship where somebody's just managing every aspect of your life.
Everything. He was not just an interpreter and not just a gatekeeper, but he was doing things like walking Shohei's dog. He was driving Shohei around, but he was also, he was the catcher to Shohei's pitching. It's Tim Kewen, who you guys all know, unbelievable reporter. He had been following Shohei and Ipe around for years, trying to profile Shohei. And he says Shohei is easily the most enigmatic athlete he's ever tried to cover, the most inaccessible athlete he's ever tried to cover. And in part, that is because Ipe was the gatekeeper. But as Tim pointed out, Ipe was the one working out on the field with Shohei. It wasn't, the hitting coach or the pitching coach. It was Ipe. And so he was training with Shohei. And then we later come to find out through the federal investigation that Shohei was paying Ipe to essentially be his personal assistant and his manager. Now, there are plenty of athletes who have people that do that for them, but normally it's a team. It's a team of people. And what's clear to me, and we really get into this in episode 6, what's clear to me is that this was different, that it was just Ipe. Ipe was the only one. There wasn't another Japanese interpreter, if God forbid Ipe went on vacation. I don't think he did. There wasn't another manager who was dealing with Shohei's personal affairs.
Yeah, just running his life. It makes sense, actually. Yep. This is what Dan Wetzel is calling all of this, he is saying, is the backdrop to one of the most astounding stories in recent years. He says, brilliantly told in The Betrayal of Shohei Ohtani. You've had your life consumed by this over the last 2 years. When I say what's the most astounding thing in here, what is your answer to that?
I will say, I've had plenty of people lie to me over the course of a 2-decade career of being an investigative reporter. That's not a new phenomenon. But the utter strangeness of the 24 hours leading up to and after the interview that I did with Ipe, and it was really 2 interviews. That is one of the strangest and sort of, as I say, one of the most bonkers days of my life. You don't run into that very often, and you especially don't run into it when you're dealing with someone who is that famous and has that many people helping him and working around him. It was a crazy, crazy day, and it was really a night into a day. And then all of the fallout that has come out since then. I mean, to me, it's a fascinating story. It's a cautionary tale. And in episode 4, we talked to the bookie, and we get it from the bookie's perspective. And I think anyone who likes to sports bet, or anyone who loves someone who likes to sports bet, really ought to listen to it, because the bookie is really upfront about how he lures in his clients, how he hooks them, how he keeps them. And so he's trying to milk them for everything that they've got without letting them go bankrupt. And he starts to talk about the kinds of clients he has. And Shohei Ohtani, his bank account is not the only athlete bank account that he has dealt with.
Tisha, I will let you go on this note. I'm just, I know you're fact-based, and the facts are important to you.
Very fact-based, Dan.
But if you had to guess on what happened on that most astounding day of your last 2 years, from my perspective, it has seemed like he told you the truth the first time. This is from afar, and then the machine fell on him. It's just a personal assistant talking to a woman who doesn't understand necessarily what journalism is or what it is that you're asking him. And this, the machine fell on you between the time you had the innocent first interview and everything that happened after that. That's my appraisal from very far away. Do the details make you lean in that direction? Yes or no?
I'm going to tell you, you got to listen to the podcast, because you're going to know everything I know. And it's complicated. It's complicated. But at the end of the day, I am an investigative reporter, and I have to go with what the feds say, which is Shohei Ohtani did not know about the gambling.
She didn't answer my question.
Take that, Dan.
Yeah, I had to
She
take it.
stiff-armed you. Listen to the pod.
Listen to the pod. If you want to answer your questions, I'm not going to give you the good stuff here. You got to go to the pod.
No, I did a podcast, Dan.
Thank you, Tisha. I'm thankful that someone is out there doing this work somewhere in the world, because not a lot of people are doing it anymore. The story,
Thank you for that.
I'm sure that there will be perspective and nuance in that will explain things better than we handled it. When is this a scandal? It's the greatest scandal. Oh, it's all the interpreter. Okay, never mind. All right, we're good. Everybody good?
Thought we had something there.
Yeah, no, it's going to be the biggest thing. No, that guy took the blame. Okay, good. All right, let's move on.
Dan, important question here journalistically. Is Dan Wetzel the heir to the Wetzel's Pretzels throne or no?
Wow. I begged Tony to ask that in the middle of the interview.
Put it on the
really
poll
wanted
at Le
to.
Batard Show. She said, I've been lied to a lot, and Chris Cody does a personal show for me where he says, know the feeling. I've been lied to a lot by my sources, and Chris Cody gives me a personal show right in my right ear.
Doesn't feel good.
Zaz.
I've been doing some reporting. I know who James Johnson beat up.
Oh, yeah, we have.
We get a breaking news sound or anything?
Happen to know? It's got to be happen to know.
Happen to know.
It's got to be happen to know.
I've worked sources.
The story, if you do not know it, is Udonis Haslam said an unnamed person took a beating from James Johnson after deigning to call James Johnson very imprudently a bitch.
He happens to know.
After working my sources over the course of the last few days, I have a name. The person James Johnson beat up was Breonte Weber.
Yeah, I can see that.
Shit.
I can see that.
A lot of people are like, who?
That's according to my sources.
It's a lot smaller than James Johnson.
The
Not that it
nation
would
is not really reacting to that story, I'd say.
No, it's not a big
so-
enough name. Yeah.
What
Without
I
the name is
suggest
better.
is we all just leave this behind.
Yeah.
The story's better as a mythology when you don't know the
is.
player. It's
It
ruined.
is.
Was it Hassan Whiteside?
Yeah.
It's like the
Ooh.
magic trick being explained to you, and you're like, oh, that's all you did there? That's not.
What? Breonte Weber.
Really? You just were hiding the card behind your hand? That's really, it wasn't that you read my mind? And
Good
when
defender.
I didn't have the red ball in my ear?
No.
VCU.
The story gets ruined by your news. This is why people don't like journalists.
Mm-hmm.
It takes away from the mythology of blood sport.
I want to clear something up. I'm an insider.
You are, but you got
Yes,
so
we
far
are.
inside that you ruined it. The story is now less interesting than it used to be when we did this. Greg Cody is right. less information is better. Less information is more.
It also leads me to believe it's always so funny when, things like the Tyler Hero Bam thing gets out, because there are so many fights like James Johnson v. Briante Weber that happen.
We
in
should
sports
tell all of them here.
that we
should
never
have
know.
we should just tell little series stories. Have people on just
Fight
to
Club.
talk about those fights.
I once saw Raja Bell and Leandro Barbosa choke each other.
Same
How?
time?
Like a
Double
choke-off?
choke?
Like Homer Simpson?
Yes, but
Why
no,
you
but
little?
it was mutual.
Good follow. Next.
That's right.
That's wrong.
It is wrong. It's Thursday Thunder. It's presented by DraftKings Sports. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Juju, go ahead.
Against the Thunder.
Get them together, right? I love it. Man, Thursday Thunder, we back, man. The W is back, and so are we, man. First leg, I'm going with Marina, Money, Mabry for 3 rebounds tonight, y'all. Y'all think Lil Sis ain't finna get 3 rebounds? You out your mind. Next leg, the Windy City, hailing Sid the Kid, a.k.a. Sydney the Kidney Taylor for over 2 threes tonight, man. Come on, at least 2 threes. Scooby snatch for Sis. And last leg, come on, man. I'm going with the biggest, the baddest duck of them all, Sabrina Ionescu for over 3 threes tonight. Man, let's get this money tonight, fellas.
That's a duck, man.
Juju is scouring the W, and you can find his work on Good Follow with Trista, but he's looking for market inefficiencies. He's trying to find the places where people aren't paying attention, and he's been pretty good at this. He gets a lot of these right because he is scouring the market. He doesn't actually want to disappoint you. Before we get to Juju having to defend Bills jerseys against the haters, because Josh Allen is doing the same thing, but I think Juju is one of the haters. And before we get to the polls as well, I want wanted to ask Amin real quick, what was your update on theme songs from yesterday that you thought we didn't get to that we needed to get to because we left some meat on the bone there?
So first of all, thank you to the countless DMs, texts, emails, carrier pigeons I received from people telling me, you guys forgot about this. And people I haven't heard from in years. I got Jared Greenberg hitting me up. I'm like, I haven't heard from you in years, man. And Jared Greenberg? Yeah. No, Turner.
Sideline reporter.
Turner Sports, yeah. So now I have a confession. A lot of the songs that I was bumping up on the list were like very popular, famous samples that were sampled in popular rap songs, right? Cameron had the Magnum P.I. one. Busta Rhymes had the Knight Rider one. So I'm like, I was cheating a little bit with some of these, right? But then, and I thought to myself, is that why I'm holding them in a higher regard than Gilligan's Isle, right? But then, Juju, watch this. I found out that there was a very, very popular song that sampled Gilligan's Island. You guys know what song it is. Dan won't know because he's not cool like that. Gator boots with the pimped out Gucci suit.
Ain't got no job, but I stay fly.
That's Gilligan's Isle.
Can't pay my rent because all my money's spent. And that's okay. Da, 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 da.
How much gas do I have in my tank?
Got a quarter tank of gas.
In what kind of car?
In my new E-Class.
But guys, that's Gilligan's Island. Y'all knew that?
I thought the Dan won't know was unnecessary there.
You know what I thought was unnecessary?
You got those gator boots?
Just didn't feel like it was necessary.
You know what I thought was unnecessary? You taking out Howie Mandel, Mark Ruffalo, Steve Buscemi, Tony Romo, all in one show.
Before we get to Juju, Zaz, can you just please tell us, and I'm sorry I didn't have more time to get to this, why are you fighting with your wife?
Oh, I mean, it's not a fight, because...
You refuse to do something she wants to do.
Right. I rule with an iron fist, so it's not a fight, okay? But my wife, she loves... We go to concerts or, we like getting tickets and doing fun stuff. And we're sitting on the couch last night, a very uncomfortable couch, in the Zaslow Mansion family room, and... She says, hey, do you want to go see Cirque du Soleil? And, we've seen Cirque many times, right? Haven't been in a while, though.
So much that you call it Cirque.
We've seen it many times. So she says, do you want to go see Cirque du Soleil? I'm like, no. But I said it defiantly like that. Again, I ruled iron fist. And she's like, why? I said, I just don't want to go. And she beat me down like she wants an explanation. And finally, I just owned up to her. I said to her, because I don't understand the story. I just sit there. I'm confused. I don't know what the hell's going on. So I don't want to go to Cirque.
There's a story in Cirque du Soleil?
I mean, that's what they tell me. I'm just sitting there all confused and shit. What's happening?
Usually walk in a room's like,
yeah.
Where am I?
Yeah, I can't follow along.
The story's confusion. Everybody's always confused in these things. What are you guys looking at?
That's how every Cirque
It's confusing. What are you confused by?
Someone's always in peril. If someone's in so much peril, how about we do less flips and figure out a situation?
No, then the people come over and take you by the hand and they're doing flips.
They don't help either.
Someone's getting kidnapped.
Blind leading the blind.
How about less ring
It's
tossing?
enchanted somehow.
Zaz, I got a question. Is that the same Zaslow Mansion that's featuring the Brad Williams couch? Listen to his podcast, Height and Babble, and see him on tour. The couch brought to you by Brad Williams?
No, I mean, I don't have that couch yet. Listen to Brad's podcast, though. We love Brad.
I'm embarrassed that no one in our audience has bought this beggar a couch yet.
Somebody get these beggars out of here!
Whoa! Get what out of here?
I'm not going to do that thing. I mean, he knows the name of the Tom Cruise movie. I know he does.
Get Zaslow a couch. Somebody. Just buy him a couch so he can stop using this platform to beg for a couch. You're pathetic. Stop it.
Is that movie called Diggler?
It's the cheapest. It's the cheapest form of your radio career. They're 2 decades begging our audience for a couch. Knock it off. Before we get Juju, and I'm sorry to do this to you, there was a top 5 list evidently associated with the Means theme song update.
No, not associated with the theme song update, but top 5 list answering Mike's effortless cool list that seemed to be completely out of the.
It was white.
Yeah,
it was white.
Very, very Caucasian.
It was white, but there was a woman on it, so I get points.
Well, guess what? I've got an answer to that list, and this Here we go. No, OLI. Bernie Casey as Jack Slade in I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Number 5, Wesley Snipes in Passenger 57. Always been on black. Look. Number 4, Billy D. Williams in Empire Strikes Back. Number 3, Pam Grier in Foxy Brown.
I see what you did. Foxy. Appreciate your work.
Number 2, Denzel Washington in Training Day.
Easy.
And the number 1 effortlessly cool person in movie history, Blair Underwood in Crush Groove.
Put it on the poll. Was Blair Underwood in Crush Groove the most effortlessly cool performance in the history of cinema? Much different list than Mike's list. Different perspective. Juju, how do you feel about the controversy that has Josh Allen defending the jerseys of the Bills, the new jerseys of the Bills, against the haters?
Look, man, my brother Josh, man, he living such a up life. Him and Haley just had the baby. He just living life so well and so up that he don't realize how ass these jerseys are. He just like, oh man, this represents us. He's just saying whatever. And I love my brother Josh, but it did make me come up with a top 5 current most assist jerseys in all the sports. Top 5
assist
right now for you.
Assist. How are we writing that? What's the word for the podcast description? Assist. ASSEST. Assist. The most ass.
John Stockton.
Jerseys that should feature an ass on them.
Yes. OLI, because they bought him out for no reason last year with Aaron Rodgers, Steelers, and them damn Goof Troop yellow jerseys. Don't do it no more now. Strike 12. Also, OLI, Milwaukee Bucks with the Cream City going across the chest. Disgusting.
You think that's ass?
Bruh, I'm not putting Cream City across my chest ever. And last OLI, just the New Orleans Pelicans, man. It's just simply ass.
All of their jerseys. All of them. Right. They can't get one right.
Should it feature a pelican's ass? Should it, instead of a pelican, should it feature just
small
a pelican's ass? It is a small ass.
You want a big ass on
Ryder. Number 5, the Tampa Bay Lightning TBL jerseys.
Looks amateur. Why does that look so amateur?
Bruh, because it is. It's amateur hour in Tampa Bay right now. Whoever made them jerseys.
They're
Salute,
champions.
Do a better job.
They are a symbol for strength in the sport. That's a terrible jersey.
Yep. Number 4, the rollout of the LA Rams Teen Wolf Edition jerseys. Wow. Look at my boy.
It does look like Teen Wolf.
No aura.
Good reference.
He has no aura
The
in
white
his
ones are
body.
cool.
Yeah, the white one's a little better.
I know. I was looking at my top
Cowboys.
5 list.
Number 3, the Charlotte Hornets Mango Mother Truckers. Who is this team?
This is not helping. Knipple, this is not helping you.
They told him sit that way, but look over your shoulder.
and let's
Like
make
the
Grant
girl with the
Williams
pearl
the
earring.
star. We're gonna make Grant Williams the star.
Grant Williams clearly looks like he doesn't want to be there. Like
What?
they're making me do this.
It's my inspiration. You ever see the girl with the pearl earring?
Number 2, the Golden State Warriors UPS Brown Mother Truckers.
Those are bad.
And they shouldn't have done that to Draymond.
The
It should have
Oakland
been
roots.
anybody but Draymond doing that. Because he looks like a UPS driver.
Who's about to
Touche.
sneeze? Who's about to sneeze?
And the number 1 most assist jersey currently being worn, the Kansas City Royal City Connect jerseys. P.U.
Yeah, it looks a bit.
What
like
is
them,
that?
yeah. It looks like those.
That art is weak as hell.
Those ice cream dots. It looks like the imaging for those ice cream dots. Can you put Brown in a uniform and have it be an epic uniform? Like, are there
Cleveland Browns home set.
The old school Padres.
Yeah.
Brown's tough though, right? You have to be a little.
Jim
bit
Brown was OLI. And it was just as a Cleveland Browns player, not in a movie role.
Yeah. Before we get to the polls here, Juju, do you have any post-show awards for anybody?
Oh, yes, sir, man. I'm going to kick this off with the Wet Sausage Award, man. My brother, Pablo Torre, man. Salute to my brother, man. What a brave mission my boy came on and let us know.
Right.
Also, I like to give the best Zeus impression to my brother's ass, man.
Way to go, Zach.
job.
Congratulations.
That's good.
Good one.
That's how you do that. That's how you do that right there.
I like to give the Low Blow Award to my brother Amin El Hassan for that art or conversation snafu.
Yeah, low blow. Right in this. Good job.
Very low. Right in the gonads. I also like to give the Top 5 List Award, most consecutive fire Top 5 List Award to my brother Mike. Man, come on, bro. Take a bow.
The list, it's hard.
A lot of white people on it.
I also want to give the Two Birds, One Poop Award to my brother Chris Cody, man.
Wow. All right.
Were you talking to the chat from the bathroom?
I'm always talking to the chat. Me and the chat locked.
I like to give the EP award today to my brother Roy as well. Come on now, Roy.
Thank you. I appreciate
Keeping them folks together.
Thank you. Thank you.
And lastly, I want to give the didn't want to be mean to Tony Romo, nor Mark Ruffalo, nor Howie Mandel award, but still found a way to do it award to my brother Dan.
Good job, Dan.
Good job, Dan. Yep.
You're always awkward.
Yep.
Thank you,
Anytime.
guys.
You're welcome.
No
Very
awards
awkward.
for Tony. No awards. Tony is awardless today.
It's tough to be in this corner. Dan. I said 6 words all day.
I'm sorry, Tony.
Just like Zaz.
The less annoying than Jeremy award. Less annoying than.
Oh, you did
Good
it.
job.
You did it, Tony. Hey,
My brother
you did
Tony
it.
don't need no award when you're that handsome.
Thank
When you're
you.
that handsome, you don't need
Thank
these
you.
awards.
You're a handsome guy. Good job.
There is something deeply unfair about Pablo doing the amount of work he did on that story, and the only thing anyone remembers from his appearance on the show today is how much he likes a wet sausage.
It's crazy.
What are the poll updates you have for us, Juju?
More insufferable. And I promise to God, this has never happened on the history of our show. Dan Le Batard or the Philadelphia radio guy. Philadelphia radio guy. 50% of the audience says Dan Le Batard, and 50% of the audience says the Philly radio guy.
I love a wet sausage.
Fatter, Dan Le Batard or the Philadelphia radio guy. 52% of the audience says Dan Le Batard.
I love a wet sausage.
Do you love a wet sausage? 72% of the audience says no, they do not.
I love a wet sausage.
Did Nucky make you want to have a decanter? 65% of the audience says yes, he did.
I love a wet sausage.
And last poll, is Dan Wetzel the heir to the Wetzel's Pretzels empire? 75% of the audience says yes, and those
Good
are
for
your
him.
polls.
I love a wet sausage.
Tony, so just for the record, you got
Yeah.
6 words today, but those were the 6.
I dominated.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Bam, bam, bam. Welcome back to Good Follow, man, presented by DraftKings Sports. I'm the kid, Juju Gotti, joined with my sister, as always, Trista Crick. How are you doing today, sis?
Oh man, I'm so glad to be home, Juju. It's been a long, long journey. We were at All-Star Weekend turning up in Chicago. Teaspoon got the win. JJ, Jonquil Jones, Juju, is 50 to 1. 50 to 1 to win All-Star MVP. She did that.
Right, bruh. Surprised the hell out of me. I would have never thunk or thought. Especially Caitlin. She had that look in her eyes early. I was like, oh, sis going for the 50. Dynasty tonight and the MVP.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro. How you feel about the what stood out to you the most about the All-Star game, from the All-Star game? Goofy or not?
All right, so skills challenge I thought was showcased how good AZ Fudd is as a shooter. Like you listen, she's one of them ones. You put the ball in her hand and it's coming off the exact same way, like it's made out of machinery. And it doesn't really matter who you put up against her. I really do wish that Sabrina Ionescu was in that as the defending champ. I really wish Kayla McBride was in that as one of the best three-point shooters in the league. I really wish Caitlin Clark was in that. So imagine AZ Fudd, Caitlin Clark, Sabrina Ionescu, Kayla McBride. Chat, why didn't we get that?
Salute to that. That was the highlight of the weekend to me. The skills challenge and seeing big EDD back. Oh my goodness, draining half-court jumpers. Ha, take this one. Ha, take this one. Here go another one. Like, bruh, that was fire as hell. But I got something to say, man. I got something to say at risk of being the bad guy. You feel me? WNBA.
Yes,
all the players. Whenever I say something good about y'all don't never come and be like, thank you, bruh. I appreciate it. Y'all ignore that, so ignore this shit too. The All-Star game, man. Y'all boys need to take a page out of Unrivaled book, man. This shit boring. I'm so sorry. This is the most boring game I have ever watched in my entire life, and I gotta act like I give a damn. Hell, we need to clean this up now. And I'm talking about NBA and WNBA. Boy, that thing boring as hell. What say you? Am I tripping?
No, I think you're right. I mean, but how do you fix it? I don't know. Are we doing Team USA versus Team World again? Like, that's starting to become more of a reality as the international players start to come to play. Like, you got the Gabby Williams of the world. You got, I mean, even to a degree, you could put Sabrina in that role if she was ever going to be an all-star ever again, which we're not sure with her back injuries. But, like, yeah, it feels like they don't really care. Oh, gay versus straight. Oh my God. I need gay versus straight.
See, now we talking. Now, are you watching that? Because I'm locked in.
Studs versus femmes. We got a straights and a gays. We got three of them. We got straights and then we got stud gays and we got femme gays.
Or guess what? Let's go 2-on-2. One male from the NBA, one woman from the WNBA. Tournament style. Winner gets $5 million. Cash tonight. Play for it. It's above the rim.
App.
You feel me? Something like that. Make it fun. Make it battle of the whatevers. But this product right now that I'm watching, when I'm watching Asia Wilson try not to even block my sister Angel shot and still get the block in the All-Star game, I'm watching alley-oops on the Dom. That Dom didn't give a damn about them damn alley-oops either. Nah, bro, come on now. We got too much folks in the building. Broke the record too, by the way. Attendance record. Salute. So I'm so sorry I had to watch that, bro. Matter of fact, let me call my sister Jess in. Jess, are you here today? Because I need your opinion on what I'm saying. What can we do to fix this?
Well, I think they need to bring back the 4-point line, first of all. I think that was the fact that the players didn't know that until like an hour before the game was crazy to me. And the fact that we didn't know that as fans was also crazy to me. So I think they need to bring that back. What about you?
Yeah, I like that, bro. Anything to improve it, man. We just can't sit here and do nothing, though. But the story from the weekend, man, and I hate to do it, too. DJNA dropped the bomb. The big bomb.
A big bomb.
I'm talking about the biggest of bombs. What you thought, sis, about that bomb? Was it a fair or foul bomb to drop, first of all? Second of all, since she put us in the business, let's be in it.
Let's be in it. You guys did it. Don't get mad at us just because we're commenting and reacting to what you put online. I wasn't asking about DJNA and Nalissa's relationship over All-Star Weekend. You decided you were going to bring it back up. It was old. This is old shit. Secondarily, the thing that is getting lost that I need to make a video on, thank you for reminding me so much.
Yes, sir.
Like, okay, you've got all these different storylines, which is like, number one, Nalissa cheated with some G-Leaguers. Hilarious. Number two, Nalissa ended up on the same team as her ex-girlfriend's new girl, which she hard launched. We already kind of knew they were together anyway. That's two. Like, number three, Nalissa goes on the chat and says, like, who cares who was cheating on who, which means you were cheating on her. Number four.
You did that shit. Whatever they say you did, you did that shit.
Number 4, she's out sick the next game.
Sure.
Number 5, she's posting from the hospital bed with the IV.
My bad. I'm not laughing, man. As a matter of fact, get well soon, Big Liz.
Get
That's on
well,
me.
go,
I didn't mean to
go
laugh
well
right there.
soon. It felt like Gemini to me. I don't know. But number 6, the biggest thing that no one is talking about. I've heard all of this, but what is like the biggest news flying under the radar is how does Nalissa Smith have this crazy pull to pull Dejanay, Aaliyah Nye, and Deja Kelly? These are 3 of the hottest femme lesbians in all the WNBA, 2 of which I think she brought over to the gay side.
Damn.
She
They
recruited
were
them.
teammates, too.
3, actually. Dejanay said, I'd never been with women before, and I'm not even gay. I only like Nalissa. Post Nalissa, she's telling men, I don't with XY chromosomes. She turned 3 women hotties all the way out, Juju.
Look, man, when you got it, man. It's called charisma, man. I ain't never seen Nalissa. You feel me? Ain't nobody ever accused Nalissa of not being him.
And you pulled 2 of them when everybody knew you were with Dejanay, and Dejanay's scary as and they were still like,
They still didn't care.
You know the best part of this, too, by the way, sidebar, and we're finna go to Jess to see how you feel about this. I cannot believe God has blessed us with Aces versus Sky this Saturday.
Yeah.
Appointment television.
The
Jess,
script
what
is
you
written.
think, dog?
What I think is that All-Star is for the gays, and we love the relationship drama. We have all the positivity from Gabby and Marine, which I
on,
love. You know,
man.
Gabby shouting out
Oh my
her
God.
All-Star, Marine, warms my heart.
and then Gabby did the one-legged
I know the one-legged on the first try.
for Marine. Incredible. Love is, I
Incredible.
love love. I
Oh,
love
That's
love.
love.
You know
Yeah.
what? Speaking of loving love,
Okay.
we got to talk about Megan Gustafson.
Oh,
Gustafson, whatever. Gustafson, which
AKA now Meg DeLeo.
yes.
Salute.
So she got married in the middle of the season, and she changed her name immediately.
Yeah, man.
We love
I got-
love. We love love.
We love love, but you got me.
But what do we
fucked
think
up.
about this?
I'm not buying a second jersey.
That's what I'm saying. How do I say that delicately? Like, is Nike finna take this Gustafson back because she don't play for them no more? I want the DeLeo.
They got to do like the patch, like where you can bring your jersey in, and then they trade the patch on the back for you.
Exactly.
What if it's just screen printed?
See what I'm saying? I think
Then
you
you're
being a Portland soldier, I think you have to lead this charge. You got to somehow get word to Meg that, hey man, it's a whole bunch of us out here with Gustafson on the back of our shirts. What can we do? What can we rectify? You got $100 on I can borrow?
Fam, like I'm about to just change the back of the jersey to Pancake.
You might as well. Pancake will be around.
I know, like as much breakups and makeups, the one thing I know is that she's keeping that corgi.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the one thing I do know.
Yeah.
I feel like Juju, it's a little narcissistic to change your name in the middle of the season and expect everyone to just roll with it on July 20th. And like from now on, don't even make a mistake. Don't call me Gustafson.
Well, Trista, you had that firsthand experience. You just had an alt pass with the fire. Major congrats, major congrats.
Thank you.
But you had to deal with this. You had to deal with the DeLeo change.
And she was the leading scorer for the Fire. So I had to say DeLeo's name in a million times. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. This is her get back game against her former team. She cried the last time she played the Aces because
Yeah,
they
she
didn't
did.
value her. She was like, man, they were sleeping on me when you're playing behind Asia. And it's like, man, I would feel better if it was a woman's name, to be honest. The fact that it's a straight relationship and the fact that it's a man that plays basketball and you took his name in the middle of the W season, in the season of gays, I just didn't like it.
Yeah, I like to remind everybody in the audience right now too. We're comedians, you know. We're going for the joke here. We're not
Thank you.
serious. We love Meg and her new man. Salute to you, brother.
We
Don't
do.
be watching this with your biting your bottom lip, bro. Calm down, man.
I'm just kidding. I love, and I love, I'll continue to say DeLeo. but the jokes are right there.
They are there. I'm talking about by the rim, alley-oop style. You dig it? But speaking of rims, right by the rim, by the way, we are right by the mid-season, which means trade deadline is here. And I'm hearing a whole bunch of stuff. Jess, what you hearing?
Well, I'm hearing Kelsey Plum doesn't want to stay with the Sparks.
I'm hearing that too, bruh. Trista, what you think?
That when I was at the Allcast last night was apparently shocking to those within the Fire organization. And I was like, where have you been? The Sparks, the Sparks are a nightmare. Go ahead, put your name in that hat. Go out and get Kelsey Plum, who's on a bum ankle. I felt like this was a long time coming.
Yeah, they say they're going to trade Sis before Sunday. You feel me? So where, outside of Portland, where do you think she should end up? Like, what makes the most sense?
The Liberty. 3-team trade.
About it.
3-team trade. Send Sabrina Ionescu to Golden State.
Ooh.
I'm hurt. I'm actually hurt.
Send KP to the New York Liberty. Send Kayla Thornton and somebody to LA.
Talking about somebody.
Oh, so now
we got to get that somebody.
No, the somebody is Pauline Astier. You go out and you get Astier, who is a nice young guard as you're rebuilding. This Sparks team needs picks. You probably need to attach a pick. Someone.
But why is New York going to give up Astier?
Because KP is one of the best bucket getters on planet Earth.
All right.
When she is healthy, watch her. Me and Juju watched firsthand KP fry baseline on Unrivaled final.
Bruh,
like
Unrivaled?
she had 40.
This is true.
47
points. Is a Terminator. She's like a Terminator.
But KP and Sabrina are both major ball handlers.
Yeah, that's why Sabrina's getting traded.
That's why. Yeah, but you want Sabrina to leave the Liberty? That's gonna hurt me, Trista.
She goes back home to play for the Bay Area.
Yes, I
hear
that.
She said she would never leave the Liberty until they won a ring. Sorry, sis, you got it. The only person that's hurt is Jonathan Colbin. Baby, you will be okay.
And Jessica will be hurt.
And Jessica.
She
you
will
don't
be
like
hurt.
KP? Wow.
No, I love KP, but I love Sabrina.
Sabrina can't stay on the floor, Jess.
I know.
Neither can KP right now.
Yeah, this is true.
That's a lot to give up for, like you say, a person on the bone leg or the bone knee. You feel me? Because Astier, I think that might be enough. Send Astier in some cash. A salute to everybody involved. Satu, I don't know how much you got left in your legs.
Yeah, maybe it's Satu. Maybe it's Satu.
You feel me? But hey, who else? But Nafisa Collier, bruh. They talking about they might ship Sis off in fear of losing her to next year because of contract up.
What I heard,
Lynx do?
What I heard, Juju, is that Cheryl is shopping her.
Well, you guys did say early on this season that this might happen. That you thought there was some sort of situation going on between Fee and Cheryl.
What I would do, package Landman and a pick for Nafisa Collier.
Oh,
in Dallas.
And have her in Dallas with Jess Shepard back to reunited, Paige, AZ, Enrique comes off the bench, and now we are cooking with f***ing gas.
Bruh.
I'm scared.
You know a trade, both teams have to agree to this. I'm pretty sure Minnesota is not finna give a damn about no Landman coming back. But we need
Landman was DPOY.
We need Jess back.
Listen, Landman was DPOY. You didn't give a about Jess. Landman was DPOY with Cheryl. She can get that back out of her. You give her a first round pick. Maybe you give her a young player as well. And I feel like, woo, baby.
If I'm the Lynx, keep Landman. That's between y'all and Landman, that little $1 million y'all gave her. Now, we finna start talking at AZ. That's where we start talking.
All right, well, you lose it for nothing then. You'll lose it for nothing then.
Well, or we just ain't gotta do business with Dallas. I see you, Dallas. Salute. But any other takers out here? I'm
Toronto,
pretty sure.
what about Toronto?
Toronto, LA, you feel me? I'm talking about Sis want to win because this is Queen Fee. So I imagine her being one of the recipients of that package you said earlier. Sabrina, Pauline, like she's going to demand that type of load.
Valkyries. If the Valkyries got Nafisa Collier, they'd win a title tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes, 1,000%. 1,000%.
Send them like salon and repair.
Repair. It's repair. It's repair. It's French.
And I think Minnesota would love that. You end up not losing Fee for nothing, and it's Gabby, and it's Chen, and it's Fee, and it's our girl Veronica Burton. Maybe you send Veronica Burton there. I would hate to see that, but listen.
Nah, they need her. They
need her. But Fee, though. But
Fee is nuts, bruh. Look, before we get out of here, man, I'm going to just go ahead and say this. You feel me? Because I don't like to say this too much. But if y'all want to come to a team where, you know what I mean, you ain't got to worry about the owner all in your videos. You ain't got to worry about the GM talking all in your post-game interviews. Come down to Atlanta, man. It's very fresh down here. We about activism. You remember we got Loeffler the hell up out of here? That's us. You remember we fought for change? Warnock. Yeah, that's us. Remember we got Renee Montgomery still. Same folks.
What are you giving up?
Pow.
What am I giving up? Unfortunately, now we talking about Fee. We talking about Fee.
Anything you want?
Medina Okai, I'm so sorry. You are a goat, like a young goat too. But you, ma'am, seem to be one of the things they could use up there with Olivia Miles, as well as, look, my little sister, bruh, I don't want her to go nowhere. But Tahina Pow, you know, I'm not.
What about the salary match? What about the salary match?
We gonna match that salary at this last one, because this last one gonna hurt. This last one gonna hurt like a mother trucker. Bree Jones.
Wow. I can't
Over
believe
it.
that you just said that.
I mean, I'm not saying this is, we talking about Nafisa Collier.
That's true. That's true.
We need great people to get that great person back. You dig? And so this is not a try to Bree Jones. This is not a try to Pow. This is not a try to Medina Okai. This is a salute to y'all. Y'all, I love y'all so much. I think y'all can make Fee. You feel me?
That'd be such an interesting fit, too, because you got Angel there. Like, it doesn't feel Fee, but it kind of does feel Fee.
You feel me? I feel Fee. You dig it? Or it's going to have to be somewhere L.A., New York. It got to be somewhere big time for Fee. But it's now time for the DraftKings Sports Pick of the Week, presented by DraftKings Sports. Man, it's this week we got them fever. Gonna Minnesota, it get cold like Minnesota. And guess what? For the first time in this whole season, I get to say these two words. We get to watch Nafisa Collier 100% keep your eyes on sis. And on the other side, hey man, Big Caitlin, she got that look in her eyes, man. So I might need you to keep an eye on Caitlin, but I'm pretty sure you already will. And man, them Lynx, they looking powerful. They getting it together. They're not even at full strength right now, but I'm still taking the Lynx to get the W in this week's game, man. And this segment was presented by DraftKings Sports. DraftKings Sports, available now in all 50 states. The crown is yours. Thank you to our sister Jess for pulling up. Any last words, Jess?
Go Liberty.
Ah, damn it. Trista, before we get up out of here, any last words, sis?
Free Kelsey Plum. Free her.
Yes, sir. Free her, man. And make sure to subscribe to Goodfollow's YouTube page and all of his socials at Goodfollow Show, man.
You can catch all new episodes of Good Follow every Thursday, wherever you get your podcasts, and on YouTube. Good Follow is presented by DraftKings Sports. The crown is yours. We will see you next time.